to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons look alike to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through. No one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the year.
Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
It's getting real spicy. Election season is getting real spicy. The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
And
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host at Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat, Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What's happening, y'all? Hold on. I'm in a Shine Tech. Somebody refer me to the DEI department at Google. I need a gig. Oh, man. I wonder how easy it would be to get hired at Google as a black man with all this DEI stuff going around. I might apply at Google just to see what happens. See if my application gets rejected or not, or if technically I'm probably not eligible unless they have a work from home program. Because they're out in Silicon Valley. I'm sure they got other offices. I'm sure they got an office, etc., etc. But I wonder what would happen. Bad time. Like that. Shout out to Loki in the chat. What up, man? Renee Vogel in the chat. What up, man? Aram Life, I see you. DJ Protocol, I see you. New Grifties trailer just dropped. Some of you may have missed it. Some of you saw it, played it before the show went live today. Posted that on, yesterday I debuted it on the show yesterday. Damn, I lost followers today. I just realized it went from, I never know until I see like that extra number. Like here, look, I'll show you. So I never know what my follower is doing because, I just see like point something. So I see 293.7. I was at 0.8, but I guess my DEI tweets weren't too popular with the red whites. Soft as shit. The red whites are soft as shit. They're fucking snowflakes, man. You know, they talked about the left being snowflakes. The red whites are some snowflakes. Shout out to my libertarians in the chat. I see you. Oh man, it's like the only good political party these days is the libertarians. At least the Mises type. You know, here's how I judge a political party. Okay? Before we get into today's festivities, start making things festive. Your economic prowess, your proclivity to talk about economic things. Do you talk about economics? How often do you talk about economics? Your understanding of economics, your understanding of the world around you. Red whites, they don't touch crypto. The blue whites, well, some of them touch crypto, but it's very much a libertarian thing. I want to show y'all something. I saw something quite disturbing on my timeline. It was actually I shouldn't say disturbing. It's just mildly concerning, I should say. Mildly concerning in regard to this DEI subject. Here's Phil that remains, Phil Labonte. He was supposed to appear at the Grifties. Unfortunately, could not make it. He posted here, this Dr. Kevin M. Young, who's turned off his replies. He's got his pronouns in his bio, so we definitely can't trust him. But he says, if you use DEI, woke, or CRT as a pejorative, then you're probably the racist in the room. And that's not wholly correct, but it's partially correct. Okay? Especially how we've been seeing it used recently. Yesterday, there was a anonymous account that said that, and some other accounts as well, that said the mayor of Baltimore was a DEI hire. Okay? We don't have to explain why that's stupid. You guys are smart and you guys know. Phil responds to this guy. He says both DEI and CRT are things, so that makes them nouns. Woke is an adjective, so that would be a pejorative. His statement is mostly dumb. And I saw this and I'm like, damn, they got Phil. They zapped Phil with the DEI bug. So I responded to Phil and I said, if DEI is used as an adjective, then it becomes an adjectival noun. As in, this mayor is a DEI hire. Intent can change the classification of a word. My issue is, don't pretend to be smart and say something dumb. Right? That's all I'm saying. Like, and the thing, when I say, pretend to be smart, it's because he's calling someone else dumb and then passing around false information. Sorry, Phil, I had to do this to you, but you're passing around false information. Nouns can become adjectival, or they're called noun modifiers. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you're looking at this, my mother was an English professor at a university. So she made sure I understood grammar. I don't remember all the terms of everything, but when I saw that, I'm like, wait, now I'm pretty sure a noun can be an adjective at some point. So I had to look it up. Shout out to moms. Moms making sure I knew the English language and spoke very well. It's come quite handy. Tim Pool is polluting his mind. Oh, it's not Beanie Man, is it? Beanie Man got to him. They might have to bring me on for the debate. I was supposed to be on for the debate, and they told me I was supposed to go on, the debate thing that they have at Timcast on Fridays. I was supposed to be there and debate a communist, but they told me it would be unfair. They said I was going to slaughter him, so they said they couldn't set it up. So it's really hard to pair me with somebody because, well, you guys know. I'm the final boss, as many people say. I'm the final boss. So it's very hard to debate me. All right, let's get into the festivities of the day, and then we'll run down my diatribe on Twitter, which many of you may have heard, some of you may have not. This morning, I checked the trending topics, as I do every morning, to see what's happening in my world, to see what could possibly be grifted on the Grift Report. And I noticed DEIs was trending, and I was like, what? DEIs was training. You see that Freudian slip? Anyway. So I clicked it, and I looked at it, and I realized, oh, shit. Black Twitter has discovered DEI and co-opted it. They have discovered that DEI is being used as a dog whistle for the N-word or replacement for the N-word. And in a similar fashion to the Hoteps, Hotep became a pejorative. In a similar fashion, we co-opted the term and exalted it, raised it to a higher level, brought it to greatness. And they've co-opted the term and said that, well, DEI is a dog whistle for the N-word. So now they're running around saying things like, we can't take y'all DEIs nowhere. Good morning to my DEIs and to my DEIs only. Remember that I can say my DEIs, but you cannot. Good morning to all my DEIs around the world. Let's go. Auntie Foxy says, now all my CRTs and DEIs and dutiful darkies, get on the floor, get on that flow like you know what to do. Allison says here, DEI is now a racial slur. What have we learned? A word is less important than the intention behind it. As a result, white people will always find a new way to call us DEIs. This is for the DEIs, the real DEIs. Another person say, y'all remember those DEIs NASA hired? There's a movie about it called Hidden Figures. Woo. These DEIs got the legacy admissions upset today. Hey, yo, DEIs get shot every day, B. You'll be all right. DEI. You tough, right? Yo, where's the one DEIs make some noise? Just because I love my DEIs, I shed blood for my DEIs. Let a DEI holler, where my DEIs? All I'ma hear is DEI. Oh, nigga. Ah, shit. Where am I? So obviously that's a play on the DMX. RIP DIX, a real one. So they've co-opted it. Y'all DEI is tripping this morning. We will make black. That's the funny thing about Black Twitter. You know, the right gets their panties in a bunch. And black people turn water into wine. Black people transmute energy. Everything is a joke to Black Twitter. Everything will be turned into a joke in Black Twitter. And that's a great, great characteristic of a person. Being able to just laugh at idiocy. Because that's what it is. It's idiocy. And all of this stemmed from people saying that Baltimore's mayor was a DEI hire. Literally. Like people with common sense, or I thought had common sense. People I thought had common sense. People I thought were stand-up individuals. Well, I can't say I thought they were stand-up individuals. I never met them. But, you know, people I just thought were a little bit smarter than that. Or maybe have not been co-opted by the three-letter agency agenda. You know, have fallen for this. Mostly because they're unhappy. I went over this yesterday. Talking about why some people choose, this is during the call-in portion with Goldstein. Why, I believe it was Goldstein. Why people choose the grift. And the truth of the matter is it's a expression of inadequacy. They are unhappy with themselves. So they have to resort to lower means of income. Okay. They have to resort to things that make them feel better. There's this famous quote that says, hurt people hurt people. So again, this is feelings of inadequacy, whether it's financially or emotionally or psychologically. There are feelings of inadequacy, which makes you deal in the lower realms of society, the darker realms of the human ego. So you dabble in the dark. But really, they're of the same energy as target looters. They're of the same energy as drug dealers and thieves and rapists and pedophiles and human traffickers. It's all the same energy. Pedophile might be, human traffickers and pedophiles might be of a darker energy. Rapists might be of a darker energy, but it's all dark energy. When you choose to deal in the dark side of the grift, it's all dark energy. And that's what these people choose to play in, dark energy. But you get back what you put out. So this is why, there's no need for us to really try to do much about it. The day of reckoning will come for all. And, we've seen it with people like Hillary Clinton, all the sin she's put in the world. People, I heard somebody say to me, they said, how come these people do all this wicked, but they still live in these $1 million mansions, blah, 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 blah. And I said to him, do you know the condition of their health? And he said, what do you mean? I said, do you know the actual, pick somebody. Do you know the condition of their health? Because many of these people, they practice evil, but they live with disease, painful disease. We've seen Hillary Clinton on her last campaign. She didn't look well. I wonder how much meds she's on. She probably deals with pain every morning she wakes up. She probably deals with pain when she pees.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So everyone will receive the energy that they put out. Look at Diddy. People have said for years, you put out all this dark energy. Why does he get to? At some point, your day will come. Epstein saw his day. Weinstein saw his day. At some point, you will see your day. God is patient. God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. Sad that Candace Owens couldn't complete that statement. Anyway, so when you see people grifting and using DEI to divide people, you know that you're dealing with somebody who's got feelings of inadequacy. So really, I won't say they deserve sympathy, but that's the only emotion that we can give them is sympathy. Anger would feed the dark energy. Vitriol would feed the dark energy. So we can't feed them with anger. We can't feed them with vitriol because that's what they desire. So when an account, that's why I'm very careful with who I respond to on the internet, because when an account says something like the mayor of Baltimore is a DEI hire, what I do know that is if it's not one of the 3-letter agencies, it's a grifter. And what the grifter wants above all else is engagement. It doesn't care if it's positive or negative engagement. In fact, many of them prefer negative engagement. So that's what happens. They garner negative engagement. And then people fall for that, right? So once you respond to that tweet directly, it bumps them up in the algorithm. It gets more engagement. They get more followers. So you actually help them win by directly responding. That's why I save all my responses for my show. I don't respond directly to them unless it's a known associate, like Bill All That Remains. He's a real person, and I'm going to respond to your tweet intellectually. We're not going to sit here and play kiddie games. I'm too old for that. Oh, shit, I just noticed. Hold on, the goal today is $35. I just noticed I didn't change it. It's 35 today. There we go. Boom. All right. So, I'll respond to a Phil But, I'm not going to respond to N wokeness or any, clown world or any of these accounts and give them what they want, which is a boost in the algorithm. That's what they're there for. So when you respond directly to them, they win. They win. And a lot of times you respond directly to them with dark energy. So then they win double because you've contributed dark energy to dark energy. And now dark energy persists. If you're going to respond to dark energy, you got to respond to dark energy with light energy. Light energy. And when I say light, I'm speaking specifically of enlightenment. Not light. Not so much light as in photons, but light as in light as a feather. You know what I'm saying? You don't want something to be heavy in your heart. Light as a feather. You want to respond with love. Now, people might, that's why I said light and not love, because when you say love, people think, well, how can you love these accounts? And the truth of the matter is that you don't have to love the accounts to respond with love. You embody love. You vibrate the frequency of love. And as a result, your response resonates love. And the love is not directed towards the account, it's directed towards the audience, people who follow you, et cetera, so that when they see that, they resonate the frequency of love. What you don't want people to do is resonate a frequency of darkness. Darkness. So, light work, yeah. Light, love, live, yeah. Yeah. Light heart, clean mind, firm meditation. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Brian Nichols, you're gone. Let's see. Yeah, he just got a perma-banned. He got perma-banned. You're a perma-banned, bro. You better get a new account. I gave you a bunch of chances, but now you're just perma-banned. It's just how it is. All right, let's go to my online diatribe. Some of it is review, some of it will be new. Where we talk about DEI, and then we got some other things in the bag that we'll get to. Yeah, I got some fun stuff in the bag for you. Hold on a second. Oh, speaking of which, my morning message is very congruent. Or I'm sorry, parallel to what I just said. I said that time you spent going back and forth with the troll, hater, or detractor is time that could have been spent with family, friends, and supporters. Some spend more time interacting with those who hate than those who love. Fix it. Okay? Fix it. Somebody told me to do, they said do L-sit pull-ups. He said do an L-sit pull-up, and I told him I'll do it tomorrow. Really difficult. I'll see if I can do it. I don't know. I haven't tried it in a while. I don't remember if I was able to do it or not. That's how long it's been. Anyway, let's get back. So, cracking the code of the matrix. I said here's the truth. The code of the matrix says that white Republicans and blacks must not mix in order to maintain control over the herd. And this is what I talked about yesterday in the phone call portion of the stream. And I said, that's why you see dog whistle racism, aka DEI, coming from the right wing as the left wing loses control. So what does the program say? The program specifically is written, the program of this simulation that we live is specifically written to say that in order to maintain control over the herd, we must not allow the red whites to mix with blacks. Okay, we must not allow cooperation. Basically, what I'm saying is we must not allow cooperation between the various factions of the working class. The various factions of the working class must not allow cooperation between the factions of the lower class. Okay, this is all classic Marxism that we're dealing with here, right? So I said, as the left wing fails, the white Republicans are programmed to maintain the controlled design of the matrix. They are designed to maintain the program, stick to the protocol, and repel blacks from cooperating with white Republicans. Now, in this case, well, let's finish. The letter agencies pay off news accounts, anon viral accounts, influencers, and politicians to maintain the control design. I call this Operation Whites Only. Operation Whites Only. Because this is a flashback to Jim Crow. This is a flashback to the Lily White movement. We covered that in the past as well. And that's what all this is. It's just a continuation of Whites Only, the Whites Only program. So that is what the name of this program, I've called it, is Whites Only. Basically saying there is no welcoming committee for black people in the Republican Party. You are not welcome. We don't care that the Democrat Party has failed you. We don't care that you're not voting for Joe Biden this year. You're more than welcome to vote for Trump, but just know you are not welcome here amongst the Republicans. This is a white-only space, and that is the control program, the code of the matrix. First of all, it issues orders to its influencer class, and then those marching orders come down to the grifters, so on and so forth, and then the hoi polloi, the working class, the commoner, the sheep, see the cooperation between the grifter class, the influencer class. They see the engagement and they copy. So they go, okay, DEI bad, I copy. Okay, so monkey see, monkey do is what we're dealing with here. So you have your regular people who never got the marching orders from the three-letter agencies, but mimic what their favorite influencer does. So if their favorite influencer says DEI bad and DEI equals black, they're going to mimic and copy that behavior. So that's how it spreads. The three-letter agencies, they pay everybody off. Some of them, they got blackmail on, and that's how they keep them under control. Okay? This is classic COINTELPRO tactics here. That's why you can't say this is all white Republicans or all white conservatives, because in fact, this comes down from the matrix control design. This is part of the program. It has nothing to do with Republicanism or being black. It has everything to do about maintaining control through chaos. Maintaining control through chaos. As long as, and that's why we have to be very careful that we do not go back and forth with these accounts, because these accounts on the other side of the things, so when we try to counter the program, we have to be careful how we respond, because others will mimic and copy us. So if they see anger, they'll copy that anger. There'll be anger. If we say things like, this is why we can't vote for Trump, this is why we can't be Republican, then you'll begin to see why the design works and why they maintain control. So it's very important for us to always speak from an intellectual point of view where we understand the matrix. We understand the matrix. We see with our third eye. Okay? Otherwise, the children will follow us, and then we'll be caught in a loop of Republicanism is bad. Republican equals bad. When the truth of the matter is, it's an inanimate object. It's just a political party that can be used by anybody. I'm going to show you something else I saw this morning. Let me see if I can find it. Who was that now? I remember now. Hold on. I'm going to show you some more ignorance. Okay. I remember now. So I can't find it, but I'll show you what I was talking about. So, wait. Hold on. Wait. I might be able to find it. Hold on. Hold on. I'm coming. Where did I see that? Where did I see that? And if I don't find it, I'll just show you what I was talking about. Oh yeah, here it is. Found it. All right. I know it was there somewhere. So this guy right here who follows me, he won't for long. I'll be blocking him before the day is over. But he says, internet racists correctly calling the mayor of Baltimore the DEI mayor really touched a nerve. Now black people are trying to reclaim DEIs with no shame. So he's talking about this trend that's happening here. And somebody says, why is it correct to call a duly elected public official a DEI hire? He says, because black voters just vote for the most popular black Democrat, just like how all DEI hires get the job. Oh, somebody did the work for me. I don't have to do it. So this person says all three candidates that ran were black, including the Republican candidate. So he replies, the most popular black Democrat was still elected. Also, stop acting like it matters that the Republican was black. All the news had to do was call that black Republican a race traitor, and black voters fall back in line. Now I ask you, who was the Republican? Who was the Republican that was supposed to run in that against the Democrat? Does anybody know? Does anybody know the Republican's name? Give you guys an opportunity to find it. Oh, we got another person we got to hide on this channel. Oh, man. Goodbye. Permaban. We doing permaban. We handing out permabans today. Anybody know who the Republican candidate was in Baltimore? Keep in mind that, like Cannon said yesterday, the bridge was state property. So that falls on the governor, not the mayor, right? But again, we're speaking intellectual concepts to an ignorant people. So let's go look. 2020 Baltimore mayoral race. Let's see what pops up. So we got right here. I'm going to show you how wild. Let me show you how wild this is. We got, the Democrat won, Brandon Scott. The race was so bad, an independent got 20% of the vote. An independent got 20% of the vote. Now watch this. So the Republican candidate was Shannon Wright. He got 7%. Now I ask you, where was the Republican support? Because I'm telling you right now, Republicans abandon supporting anything in black neighborhoods. So people go, oh, it's a DEI hire. And it's like, well, how much effort did the Republicans? Well, they wouldn't have won anyway. Okay, so you just gave up. Got you. They left. Now check this out. I'm going to show you how much the Republican Party supports their candidates. 2020 Baltimore mayoral election, right? There's Brandon Scott, Democratic Party, won, sizable victory over independent candidate Bob Wallace. Republican Party nominee Shannon Wright. Shannon Wright doesn't even have a clickable link. She doesn't even have a wiki page. How you not set your peoples up with a wiki page? Let's go Shannon Wright. So I had to search her, and I had to type in Baltimore. Shannon Wright, Baltimore man. Let's find her. Where is she? Here we go. Here she is. Here's her profile. Anybody ever heard of her? She's got 341 followers. Let's go right for B more. This is another account here. 23 followers. I just want to show you why the Republican Party loses these races. It has nothing to do with DEI, and I'm not concerned with that argument. I just like to educate people, as I learned from Sonny Johnson, as to why Republicans lose races. And Republicans lose races. Why? Because they don't try. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Where's the support? Rightformaryland.com. Here we go. Website gone. Website gone. Looks like this domain isn't connected to a website yet. They put her on Wix. Damn, that's brutal. That's brutal when you put somebody on Wix. Aramlite said the crazy thing is the population of Baltimore is 600K and only 200K voted. Well, there you go. Crazy. So where is she? Who is this lady? Let's see what she's about. She might be about some bullshit.
Sit down with Pastor Shannon Wright, and she will serve you a piping hot plate of frank talk in a matter of seconds.
The statistics, the numbers, and the facts.
Yeah, I've never seen this woman before. I thought I saw her before. I've never seen her before, I don't think.
Alone would be enough of a reason for folks to wake up, smell the coffee, and turn a new direction. All the folks that work in City Hall will be asked to tender their resignation. They will then be given an opportunity to lobby to retain their job. What I am a newcomer to and will never be a party to is beholden to developers, beholden to big business entities with strings attached. I don't believe in strings. I crochet. I use yarn. When I'm done, I cut it.
Wright's father used to say Shannon was a cross between a pit bull and a chihuahua. The petite pastor and business development consultant is also...
She a pastor, too. So the Christian grifters should have been all over this.
a mother and grandmother, and the only woman in the race.
The thing is, a lot of the red whites, especially now that they've executed Operation Whites Only, what they don't want to do is support a black candidate, especially a new one, because they're afraid of looking like DEI people. They're afraid of saying, "Oh, so this is your DEI person." So this is the second level, or really the meta level, of how they execute Operation Whites Only. The fact that now we can't even run a black candidate because everybody's going to go, is this DEI within the black community? AKA, is this niggas in the big house? Is this black folks eating at a white-only restaurant? That's what this is.
So I don't want to sound sexist, but women seem to have a better skill set of multitasking. So when it comes to prioritizing and multitasking, you're able to see a broader picture, what the needs are of the families and the individuals, what the needs are of children, what the needs are of the homeless population, what the economic needs are of the city.
53-year-old Wright and her husband Michael were living in New Jersey.
Now I'm trying to unpack what she said right there. Women are better at multitasking. Now there's no such thing as multitasking, but let's assume that there is, right? I kind of gotta agree that, women are better at multitasking. And I only say they're better at multitasking because they're the only ones that try to multitask. Men, we focus. We're like, we're going to do this and get it done. Women are the only ones that try to multitask. And this is a big fault of women. They try to multitask. So yes, they're the best because they're the only ones that attempt doing it. So that's how I feel about that.
When Hurricane Sandy destroyed their home in 2012, they followed family to Baltimore. Born a Democrat, Shannon rose to become chair of the Baltimore City Republican Central Committee.
The issues, the problems, the directions, the failed policy that we see in the city is directly related to the party that has been in control in the city, which is not the Republican Party.
Pastor Wright wants to increase police patrols as part of her crime strategy.
Damn. Increase the police patrol.
Expand school vouchers. Create what she calls therapeutic boarding schools for squeegee kids. And when it comes to development, she says it must be responsible.
I believe that we have to pay more attention to the areas that have more need instead of paying more attention to the areas where we think we can get more dollars.
If elected, Pastor Wright would take office when COVID could surge again in Baltimore, a disease that has been devastating to her family, having lost 5 family members between she and her husband. I asked how she would approach potentially shutting down Baltimore businesses for a second time.
The hard decisions that I will make as mayor, whether people like them, understand them, or they're a bit uncomfortable, will honestly be from a perspective of putting the needs and the concerns and the safety of the citizens of the city first.
Shannon Wright, the pastor who...
She ain't answer the question. Bitch, is you shutting down the damn city or not? That was a political answer. So you can tell she's politically trained. Because that was a politician's answer. Like, you didn't answer the question. If she came on Hotep Jesus' channel, I would have asked her a second time, are you shutting down the city, yes or no? She would have gave me a political answer, and then I would have left it alone. But the audience would have known she didn't answer my question. You guys tend to do that a lot. Like, I'll ask somebody a question, and they'll dodge the question. I'll answer it. I'll ask it again, and they'll dodge it again, and y'all be like, yo, they not answering the question. And I'll leave it alone, because at least y'all see it.
Who believes she is the answer to Baltimore's prayers, is asking city voters to rewrite political history on Election Day.
Finish this sentence for me. As mayor of Baltimore, I will always, what?
Tell the truth.
As mayor of Baltimore, I will never
lie.
Told you she was feisty.
It's not a bad response. Not a bad response. But I got to ask you, where was the support? Where was the support? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the volume. I updated my software and it just does what it wants. Hold on, let me see something. Maybe I can turn it up to, hold on. All right, let me see. Is that better? Probably not. Anyway, all right, let's go back. My family is from Baltimore. That lady is disgusting. Why is she? Why is she? Why is she disgusting? What she do? I don't know this lady. You know, I don't know. Maybe she is disgusting, and that's why she lost her race. Which comes back to my other point. You know, why aren't the Republicans running better people in these places? Give a f. That's why. All right, let's go back. Go back. Well, her political days are probably numbered. Complete failure. Waiting for Justine to tell us why she's a complete failure. Hold on. Go back. Shout out to people sending in the Cash App. Appreciate you. Arif Leader, make sure y'all listen to Haram Life Podcast. Appreciate you. Wait, where we at? Okay, so let's go here. Bring this up on the screen here. And we've been through this in the past, but for some of you, it's going to be a refresher. I said the red whites have been triggered by race so much that they can't recognize that DEA is a cloak for feminism and genderism. And this just comes back to the fact that Democrats have beat them over the head with the racism stick so much that everything is racism to them now. And then I went back and I posted this video, Virgin Atlantic. And I said, they put them front and center and they highlight them. But people are still fooled by 3-letter agency agendas. And you can see right here in the Virgin Atlantic, who do they put front and center? There she is, front and center. They're showing you right here who's included. Who are they gonna give a voice to? Let's
fierce and ferocious. And I am ready to take flight. Be yourself, companion.
You see the other one they give a voice to? The gender confused.
Means absolutely everything to me. I get to be myself, a non-binary person. I have the choice of a uniform, which is a massively big thing. It's so important.
And then here's the black man. This is the role the black man has to play. And I said, the black man only benefits from DEI when he puts on a dress. DEI is feminism. The enemy is masculinity, not white people or white men. Masculinity. And I had that white girl on a couple of weeks back where she was showing you how, I think it was like DHS or something like that, was trying to put a clamp down on masculinity. Certain words are flagged dealing with masculinity, and they're on the FBI watch list or some shit like that. I think Rolo was on the Homeland Security watch list or some shit. You know? So, whoops. So the enemy is not white people or white men. They keep fooling y'all with this race thing. They've been fooling y'all with this race thing forever, but really it's about a feminization of men. So there's nobody at home to protect the children. Nobody at home to create structure. The children, the wife, and the family. That's what DEI is about. I did a whole presentation on DEI. Shout out to my real DEIs in the building.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Okay, here's the last one, and then we'll switch up the subject. I just got to find it. Okay, here we go. On the screen right here. Everyone who equates DEI to black people are either compromised, ignorant, grifting, or a combination of. When I say compromised, we're talking about people who have been paid by the letter agencies. Or they have blackmail on them. You know, you were sneaking around on your wife and shit, and you was fucking a dude on the side. Ignorant, and that's mostly, you know, the hoi polloi, the sheep, the herd. They see the grifters doing something, and they go, okay, this is the way to money, so I'm going to do the same thing. This is the way to engagement. This is the topic to grift, so I'm going to grift. And then there's the grifter, right? We're just grifting. Or a combination of. They might be compromised, ignorant, and grifting. Okay? This is what you need to understand about DEI. DEI comes from the three-letter agencies. It's Hegelian dialectic. And it doesn't deserve the type of conversation that it's been having. It deserves some conversation, but it doesn't deserve, it deserves intellectual conversation, deserves an intellectual look. It deserves the truth. Hold on, I gotta block somebody. You don't get to read my tweets when you're an asshole. You just don't. Sorry. All right. Let's go back. Let's go on the bag now. Let's see what we got in this bag here. I don't even remember what I put in here, but there's some goodies in here. I like this clip. Nina Turner. This somewhat changed my view of her. Somewhat. Let's go to this clip from the Breakfast Club. Hopefully I don't get copyright strike. I probably will, but who cares?
Don't blame black people for this. Why we gotta keep saving folks? Mm-hmm. And black men have been emasculated in the Democratic Party. That's real.
You heard what she said?
In the Democratic Party. Don't blame black people for this. Why we gotta keep saving folks? Mm-hmm. And black men have been emasculated in the Democratic Party.
You heard that? She be saying some wild shit on Twitter. I be like, what the fuck is she talking about? She's not as stupid as I thought she was. Black men have been emasculated by the Democrat Party. Damn. She said the word emasculate on the Breakfast Club. I think that's the first time I've heard that word used on the Breakfast Club. Emasculated in the Democratic Party. That's real. And that's what we were just talking about. We were just talking about that agenda.
That's real. They don't see themselves because to lift up black women is beautiful. We should, but not at the expense of black men. We have achieved what we have achieved so far in this country because we are together. And we can't pick up other people's bad habits. Now, white women may be able to lead a white man by the side of the road. Sisters can't do that. And the way that in this politics,
Not exactly sure what she means by that.
the way the Democratic Party, the mothers of the movement, and black women delivered and black women saved, black men do not vote much differently than black women. So don't do that. If Trump wins, God forbid, it is going to be because this president and the Democratic Party did not deliver material changes for the people of this nation.
That's true. That's the truth. That's not a lie right there. She's telling the truth. Democrats did not deliver this election, this administration.
Is going to be because this president and the Democratic Party led over genocide, are complicit in genocide in Gaza. That is going to be the reason why this man loses. So he needs to choose. Is he going to choose his coalition?
I don't know how she ended up throwing Gaza in there, but it is a factor for the Democrats and liberals and progressives and everybody else over there. Your stance on Gaza does matter to them.
Or is he going to choose to allow the person who is clearly a neo-fascist to win? It will.
Neo-fascist? She called Trump a neo-fascist. Now, this is where I got to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Neo-fascist? Nigga, I'm a neo-fascist.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I'm a neo-fascist. You want to meet a neo-fascist? Trump ain't no neo-fascist. He's a Democrat. He's a liberal. He's a progressive. He likes having trans people around. He had trans people at Mar-a-Lago. He had trans people in the beauty pageant. I would never allow trans people in a beauty pageant. I would never allow them at Hotep Con. You are not allowed. I'm telling you right now. Not allowed. Not allowed. Not allowed. Not allowed at Hotep Con. Not allowed at the Grifties. Not allowed at Hotep Con. I'll kick your ass out and refund your money. I'm a neo-fascist. Trump ain't no neo-fascist. You want to find a neo-fascist, you come to Hotepistan.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Hotep.
I'm a neo-fascist. They just be throwing that word around to sound smart, yo. Jeff Curtis, thank you. $5 super. We're getting closer to our goal. We're only $30 away from our goal. That's like, 3 more $10, 6 more $5. Hit our goal today. The Republicans' establishment has no desire to win elections. They are there just to control a group of people that elites all hate.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Nailed it. Because this election was easy to win. You could have had. You know how big the Republican Party could have been if they'd have just chilled the fuck out? You'd have had mad people registering as a Republican. You just changed a little bit of your rhetoric. All these niggas would have been. Now it's like, I'm a register as an independent. At one point I thought about registering as a Republican. I thought about it and I was seriously considering it. And my reasoning was, when I die, I wanted people to know I was not a Democrat. I wanted them to know, oh, wow. Now I'm like, nah, I'm just going to register as independent because I don't want people to know and I was associated with either side because they're both just utterly trash. Like, I knew the Republican Party was trash before, but it's just like, now it's just like, oh my God, can you get any worse?
Will be his fault. We ain't blaming no voters, and black people definitely ain't taking the blame. They don't call out white women. Hell, white women vote for Trump in very high margins. Right. And don't forget, when President Obama was running, they were so mad that President Obama won the primary. I'm just speaking truth. So just say amen or say ouch. When President Obama beat then Senator Clinton, some of them white women were so mad they voted for McCain. So don't come. Don't bring it here. Don't bring it to the feet of black people. We always save in this country.
That's a problem. I know how I feel about saying this place is a country, But that's a problem when we talk about saving this country. Nigga, let this motherfucker die. We ain't saving fucking America. We're saving ourselves.
Oh, this a Hotep brother.
We're saving Hotepistan. We're saving people. We're not saving the country. We're saving people. We're saving lives. Those people might be considered Americans, but we're not here to save America. America is trash. It's trash. Stand by that statement. Stand by that statement. I might lose some of you after saying that, but, you know, you're Jingos, so you probably won't fit in Hotepistan anyway. So. Where's Millie? Where's Hotep Millie? I think she's mad at me. I think she doesn't want to talk to me anymore because I blacked out last week. And is Millie mad at me? I tend to do that. I literally registered as an independent just because of that. You are right, HJ. Shout out to Read My Soul. He said he registered as independent. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next story. I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was just surprising. It was surprising. You know, I got to tell the truth about Don Lemon. I got to tell the truth, and I got to feed my audience the truth. Let's take a look. So, this account, Doge Designer, says, breaking, the Don Lemon show is dying. And here they have the statistics on X, the statistics on YouTube. It goes from 1.2 million down to about 56,000. Episode 3. When did episode 3 drop? I don't know. Episode 3 is at 7,700. Let's go look at what the Don Lemon show is. And I want to teach you guys a valuable lesson about business and how to read analytics, because otherwise we wouldn't be talking about Don Lemon. Okay, so let's bring this up. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. Here, boom. Really what we have here is just an unfair reading of the analytics. So, the interview on YouTube with Elon Musk is at 1.3 million. The next one is at 96,000. And then the one released, 6 days ago is at 96,000. The other one day ago is at 14,000. So if we were to go off of the 1 day, right, we can assume to say that maybe this episode is going to reach, 80K, something, right? Now, the lesson I wanted to give you guys, let's go here. The lesson I want to give you guys is in regard to analytics, right? So if you were to look at my analytics after let's say I do a Gutfeld episode, if you were to look at my analytics and you were to start at the Gutfeld episode, it would look like this in the next few weeks. That's what it would look like. And then you'd be able to say, Hotep Jesus' brand is dying. And it's just like, wait, you can't compare me to a climax. Pause. You can't compare me to a climax. Now, the deeper lesson here is the fact that what would Don Lemon's views be if not for Elon Musk? That's what the real question is. What would his views be if not for Elon Musk? What would his views be if not for accounts like this constantly talking about him? The reactionary right makes these people something. They give them all the views. 1.3 million views on episode 1 was driven by the right. Y'all the one that gave him that spark of a first episode. 1, for Elon Musk agreeing to do it. I said I wouldn't have did it if I was him. I'd have did it after he signed the contract. Maybe. But I wouldn't have did it. So what would his views be without Elon Musk? What would his views be without y'all making these people something? Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Y'all keep talking about this guy, and making him something. Then you go look at his numbers, and it's like, yo, the numbers is there because of. Anyway, let's go to the next story. Hope you got your data analytics lesson of the day. Bati boy. I wish this was close during the MAGA hat day, but I let it play out, and so glad I didn't. Yeah, I didn't vote in the last. Actually, I hadn't voted since Obama. I don't vote. I think my mom mailed in my vote. I don't know. I kind of, he gets stressed about this stuff, so I just let it function. I live in New Jersey, so Jersey is going to be blue, so it really doesn't matter. So let's take a look at this. Here we have Leonarda Joni, who, this clip was her performance the night before the Grifties. He says, how many people do you think I'll offend with this one? Okay. Says migrants, border crisis. So let's go to the tape.
We have African migrants this time. Everybody's like, oh, they're coming for our jobs. And I'm like, they're black. They're not coming for our jobs. We've got an obesity epidemic. They're coming for our fat white women. We have African.
So, somebody said that guy went and robbed a Foot Locker in protest. Lord Jesus. This other account says somehow him leaving makes this joke even better. Now, the funny thing is, this gentleman that we see here is a Hotep. His name's Chris. Hello, Chris. Chris, you're famous now. He's come to all the Hotep cons. He brought his lady to the Grifties. We were indoctrinating her, pulling her away from leftism. She's starting to understand and see why. Da, 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 da. But that's Chris. And Chris is a Hotep. And Chris was not upset. Chris was using the bathroom. He was going to the lavatory. But the grift is the grift. The grift is the grift. Some way, somehow, they're going to find some way to race grift. But Chris is a Hotep. And Chris went to use the bathroom. Chris, if you're there, call in. And the call-in portion, he might be at work right now. But if you're there, call in during the call-in portion. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was funny. I'm like, wait, I know this kid. That's Chris. And he didn't give a fuck about your little racist joke. He doesn't care. He's a Hotep. We don't get offended by shit like that. What's wrong with y'all? All right, let's end off with some big brain shit. And then we're going to go to phone lines. Text Hotep your name at 202-596-5661. And let's go here. We have this fascinating story. I've been waiting for this, waiting for this. It says, breaking, global bank messaging network SWIFT is planning a new platform in the next 1 to 2 years to connect the wave of CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies, now in development to the existing finance system. When I was looking at the development of CBDCs around the world, I said to myself, what's going to happen to SWIFT? What is SWIFT going to do? They better get on the good foot, otherwise they're going to be obsolete. And we finally got that news. SWIFT is going to try and develop some technology to maintain their relevance in the global financial world. Anybody knows this is the system that countries use to for remittances, et cetera, et cetera. But cross-border transactions often happen with the SWIFT network. Now with CBDCs, you don't need SWIFT. So now I'm trying to figure out, what is SWIFT going to come up with, since they're not necessary? We have, let me see if I can find it. Russia, China, CBDC, atomic swap. Let's see if anything pops up. They're not going to use the term atomic swap, but essentially the Russian and Chinese CBDC is operating in a manner that is doing atomic swaps. And the whole BRICS situation is going to be atomic swap. So I don't know why the fucking, switch is going to be Drudge Report time. You want me to take a look at the Drudge? I don't know what Swift is going to do to save their ass, but it's going to be ugly. They might be out of business. They don't come up with something right or have some powerful people to make some deals. They're going to need some powerful people to make some deals. Diddy's Dark World. Let's see. Dirty Diddy. They called him Dirty Diddy. Dirty Diddy blast raids. New photos show trail of destruction. The untouchable gets touched. Pause. He settled case, but troubles were just the beginning. Inside trafficking investigation. Mega church pastor named in suit. Wait, is that that's what's the name, right? TD Jakes? Yeah, TD Jakes. Yeah, we know about that. All right, what else we got in here? I'm kind of bored of the Diddy shit. He got what he deserved. Search resumes for workers missing after Baltimore bridge collapse. Okay. The Mayday saved lives. Yeah, we covered that. What else is on here? Disney in Florida settled lawsuit over DeSantis gay fight. Who cares? It's a slow news day. Obama jumps in to help Biden defeat Trump again. What is this? Well, you should expect that. You should expect a lot more of that, actually. The closer we get to the election, the more people they're going to put around Biden. Celebrities, the Obamas. They're probably going to pull Michelle out a couple more times. I would definitely expect that. What else is over here on the right-hand side of the page? Standoff at Gate 36. Texas troops block migrants from seeking asylum. U.S. Intel Agency wants to ban terms radical Islamists and jihadists. More censorship. Most Americans oppose Israel's war in Gaza. That's not surprising. Princess Catherine cancer video spawns fresh round of conspiracies. Yeah, people saying it's a deep fake and it's AI and the stripes on her shirt were making shadows. And I'm just like, y'all pay attention to the fucking royal family too fucking much. If the bitch got cancer, the bitch got cancer. She's missing. Who gives a fuck? Fuck them niggas. Ugh, y'all obsessed with the royal family, And that's proof that you're a peripheral nation and the core nation is in London. An island, by the way. A fucking island. It's not even a continent. A fucking island. Crazy. Probably a good thing, right? I think geographically, when we think about England or the United Kingdom, let's pull this up here. We have to think about this from a strategic point of view, a strategic point of view. Okay, so let's go here, and maybe you guys have some war stories you can share with us. But let's look at this. So we have the United Kingdom. See that on the screen? All right. So, so here we have the United Kingdom. See that right here? And what you notice is it's an island. It's not connected to the mainland. Which means that in a time where transportation was not as evolved technologically as it is now, it is quite difficult to lay siege to said island because you're going to have to get your people on a boat. You have to get on a boat, which a lot of people did, but you can't just walk. And then, when you look at it, for example, London, militarily placed to overlook and see these people coming in. Now, if you go over here to the side, there's no other land where people are going to be able to invade from. They're not coming from that way. Everybody's coming from where civilization started, somewhere in North Africa. Some people say the Levant. Whatever you want to believe. But they have a military strategical advantage based upon the fact that they are on this island and not a part of the mainland, which gives them advantage. So what you would want to do is you'd want to center everything here. You'd want to center everything with London, and then begin your military advance, or I should say economic control over the European nations. Primarily, we're looking at France, Germany, Austria, Italy, France, Germany, Austria, Italy. Yeah, those are the main ones. Those are the main centers of banking control. But that's really, when people talk about why a certain group is in power, it really comes back to the Red Shield, right? The Red Shield proliferating with his sons into Austria, Germany, France, Italy, and the UK, and controlling and creating that banking syndicate. That's really what's been holding people in place, economic warfare. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that, but let's go to the phone lines. Text Hotep in your name at 202. My dad's calling me. Hold on. Yo, what's up? What's up? I'm in the middle of my show. What's up? All right. Who we got here? We got some people calling in. Okay. Millie texted me back. What's today? Wednesday? She texted me back yesterday. Okay. Let me text her back. All right. Yeah, let's go to the phone lines. Text Hotep in your name at 202-596-5631. And I'll be right back in 2 minutes after this brief, short commercial break.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Season's COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year Award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you? Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons looking like to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through, no one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year.
Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
We back. Welcome back to the Grift Report. I'm waiting for Hotep Reed to call in. Hotep Reed to call in. We only got one caller. So if you ever wanted to call in, today is a really good day to call in. There's nobody waiting in line. Go ahead and hop in there. In the meantime, I'm gonna check the tweeters, see what's going on, see what else I could update y'all on. A lot of interesting things have been happening in the crypto world. I told y'all about the racist memes last week. I thought that was quite fascinating, actually. In fact, happy birthday to Bitcoin Zay. I think I forgot to tell him happy birthday. Let me tell him. Bitcoin Zay pointed out that
call from
some of the racist memes are run by black people. I probably shouldn't say that. It's true. It's true. Hotep Reed, what up, bro?
What's going on, HJ? What's going on? Peace to the chat. Peace to the family, Hotep Nation. I'm a first-time caller. I'm not new to you. I've been watching you for years. But I've been getting more active in, speaking out and just saying my piece and being comfortable with who I am as a black man. I've always been different, always been a different thinker, kind of an outcast, kind of cool nerd, I wasn't a nerd per se, but, I like anime and chess and different things. So I gravitated towards your channel years ago because you always spoke some truth, man. So I just wanted to tap in with you so you don't think I'm a fed.
I appreciate
so
that. I appreciate that, man.
So I'm a real person, man. I've been following you, man. Maybe before that, yeah. Maybe
Since
right
what?
before you went.
What was the
to
first
maybe
piece of
before
content you think you saw?
I know I was definitely big on when you was doing the series with the banking system, the Federal Reserve.
Okay.
So maybe that was maybe like right before 2020.
Okay.
A little bit before that, maybe like a couple of days, maybe like a few months before you went on Rogan. So I definitely remember watching you on Rogan, and I just been tapping in since. And, I just been getting a little bit more comfortable in the chat and talking to everybody because I see it's a place where people are, all different type of people with all different type of ideas. And, I'm from New York originally, but I live in South Carolina. So I kind of seen the best and the worst of both worlds. And I feel as though your content has always been fair and right in the middle of that. So, I just, you don't really find too many people that, speak how you speak and curate content the way you do. And, I just wanted to say, thank you for doing your part, man. Thank you for doing this stuff because, as you can see, it's always grift season.
Yeah. That's he said it's always grifting season. If you learn one thing, that's one thing you should definitely know. Yup. It's
always grift. Yeah. So I've been starting to notice it more. And you made me change a lot of my ways. I used to be, I used to just try to grift. I bought a John McCain pen just because I wanted to just piss people off back when Obama was first running. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that type of guy. I want to just
but you
have the
sound
conversation.
Younger though. You sound younger.
Yeah,
right?
I'm 30. I'm still a young man. I'm 30 plus. You know what I'm saying? I'm still.
So
30,
if we
not
flashing
even
back,
past
you're talking
35.
about your 20s.
Yeah. Well, no, I was a freshman in high school. I always been into politics. I went to school for political science and criminal justice. So,
I
always been into politics and stuff like that. Of course, I got into something else because it was just like I said, it's always been
It's all
grifting
related.
season. So
it's all related.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm still 30. I'm still learning. I'm still getting out and trying to figure myself out as a man. But the principles that you stand for, and the principles that you preach is definitely, it makes the most sense. Out of everything that I see on the TV today. And recently, you've been in your bag. Recently, brother, you've been cooking.
Word?
Recently, you've been really, really cooking, man. I could see, man. I could see where you want to go with it, man. And I just love it. I just wanted to say one thing about the whole DEI thing, man. Growing up in Carolina, being in Carolina, they call it the good old boy state, right? And I said this in the chat yesterday, to where, we just had the Murdoch case. I don't know if people are familiar with it. It was everywhere. But, the Murdoch case, he killed his wife and all of that stuff. But that whole basis was that he was a good old boy. You know what I mean? He had power. He had money. Nobody would speak to him. So when people mention DEI, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, hold on, when did that change from the good old boys club? When did that change? I thought that was... not like, and we know it here, in Carolina, the people know it, and I'm in a very wealthy area of Carolina, and that was kind of in the poorer part, in a town called Hampton. It's Hampton County, but people knew, people know, it's certain people that's connected, and you don't really speak. So when I see all this grifting, I'm just like, man, like I said in the chat, like I was close to being on y'all team, and saying all the right talking points, policing and gun laws, no matter what, people don't follow gun laws, because from New York,
Did you believe the gun laws?
Well, I'm being from New York. I've been, you get harassed, you get jumped. You can't really defend yourself.
Yeah.
But down south, random crimes like that don't happen because grandma packing. Everybody, in South Carolina. So I understand a lot of the Republican talking points, but it's just like you said, they just start grifting, and you just like, man, I can't I can't support that because it's wrong. A lot of what you're seeing now, it made me feel good that I didn't, get the MAGA hat and do all of that. Now, I don't feel anybody that did that was wrong, but I'm just glad I didn't do it because, it's like, I don't think those people were even speaking how you were speaking, Right. They were grifting, they were
basic bitch talking points, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say, man, you captivating audience. I got young children and stuff like that, and I do my part, try to help the community. I ain't perfect, but I see, I'm starting to, I'm starting to see, I'm starting to understand this whole thing. As to where I was younger, I was just grifting and just trying to be maybe more so a devil's advocate and just picking people off to where. Even what you say on Twitter, you got to kind of not respond. And I used to be one of those emotional people, but now I'm just like, man, it is what it is. I'm trying to, like you said, leave with light and leave with love. But I don't want to hold up your line all day. I just wanted to introduce myself.
We don't got no callers, so we could jam. You know what I mean? I got a couple. I want to know if you got any questions for me since the first time I spoke to you. Also, it was something else you said. But overall, I agree, right? I agree that, everything's a grift, blah 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 blah. And I appreciate you saying, that, I'm cooking recently. I think for me, what it was is the show was new. I was never used to doing like a daily show. Like I don't know how to fucking put together no daily show. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's been a wild ride for me trying to find the lane that allows me to be me. And the crazy part is it was a symbiotic relationship because I remember it was that day that Jules called in. And he said something to me about I'm the one. And I took that shit to heart. You know what I'm saying? And I took that shit very seriously. So you always gotta resonate with that gift. You know what I'm saying? And so when I looked at it like that, I'm like, how do I this one? Put the truth inside the candy, right? Put the medicine inside the candy.
That's one of my favorite sayings. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So I was trying
Yeah.
to that's what I've been trying to figure out. But it's just that my medicine potent, so it's just like I need a lot of candy to hide the taste.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah, and I know
saying?
some people go. Yeah, I know some people go look up my page. I do content as well. I don't promote. I'm not that type of person looking for promotion. I talk about sneakers and stuff. So I've always wanted to be like that. I've always tried to be us.
Yeah.
I'm from Harlem. You know what I mean? I'm from Harlem. I can't help it. I like to, I got a little dame in me. I got a little dame dash in me. I like to, look good and talk about Yeezys and Jordans and stuff like that. But if you ever watch my content, I always try to give you a video about about the truth. I came over a video years ago, We Are the Product, and it didn't do well because people just, they didn't get it at the time. But then people started taking it, we the product. Why you think Facebook and all these things are free because they selling you? But I was always, hip to it. And like you said, is you try to find how to marriage that, you try to marriage that to where you're not too uptight to where, the youth don't really understand, but you don't want to be too on that side to where the older people shun you. So
right. That's the other thing.
That's why I rock with you, HJ, because I feel like, I just watch you, and sometimes I don't agree all the time, but majority of the time you be right 100% on point. Nobody's perfect, so I'm glad that you doing it, so I don't have
to. They made me do it. They made me do it. People was like, "Yo, Hotep, this is what we need from you, dog." I hate you, motherfuckers. All right, fuck it, let's do it. So it's got to get done.
One question: how did what sparked you? What sparked this? What was that event that sparked you to go forward with this?
With what? What's this?
With the whole Hotep nation, man. It's Hotep Jesus. That I watched the Rogan how it came about. You just grab you hey, he got that. I'm gonna take that. That's mine now.
Yeah.
What? Before all of that, what was when you was younger, what was that moment,
For me, it was having privilege with a window into the hood. It's really crazy to go from privilege to showing up at your Christmas and your cousin high off crack. And he looked crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then it's seeing that same cousin not high off crack and looking fly as shit. To the next time, he's not even there because he's dead or he's in jail, right? So coming back to my privileged ways or where I lived, it was so contrasting for me. How is it that I received these gifts and these individuals did not? I felt guilty for a really long time,
Survivor's guilt. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I always been a giver. I've been nah, I gotta, obviously I was given this because I'm supposed to share it. It's not for me. This shit not for me. I don't need all this. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody knows I'm a minimalist. I'm a simple individual. So I don't need much. And I think it's because I grew up in privilege. But my dad was Hotep though. I'm Bane. I'm not Batman, I'm Bane. My in Batman, when you watch that one with Bane, I forget that one was called. I think Batman Returns or some shit.
This is the third one. It's my favorite one too. It's my favorite. That's why I'm laughing.
The third one?
Yeah, it's the last one. It's the last. He broke his back and everything.
Word.
Yeah.
Yo, when Bane threw Bruce Wayne in jail, in that jail, that pit.
Yeah.
The nigga said, "You getting your energy from not being afraid to die. He's getting his energy from being afraid to die. That's why he's able to make it. Because you have a safety rope. Remember, he kept climbing up the thing, but he did it with the safety rope. And in the last one, he was like, fuck the safety rope. If I die, I die. So it's nothing like where a nigga got to survive. Okay? So this is where Hotep Jesus is born. Hotep Jesus is born because I literally cannot survive not doing this.
I will get fired from my job for being too good at my job. This is consistent across the board. I go into corporate America. If they don't hire, here's the issue. If they don't hire me in a C-level position, then everybody around me is going to feel threatened. Because they like, yo, this nigga just stepped into this position and made it look easy. And I'm busting my ass over here, and I can't come up with shit. This is literally my life. And then you have the girl from Princeton who just graduated from Princeton. You have the girl graduated from Harvard. You have the girl graduated from Yale that come to me. This is real life. That come to me and go, can you help me with my... Yeah, sit down. They made a line. I got a line of kids that's working at the startup. This is when I was working for 50 Cent. A line of kids yo. And then you know what happened when shit hit the fan? They all turned their back on me.
Then you turn your back, yep.
They conspired against me after I helped them. I'm the dumbass because I actually helped them. And I knew I knew I didn't trust them. And the people I trust left. Like the kid that was running finance to my left, he was dope. The kid that came finance and left, he was dope too. He was smarter than the last one. The other one went on and worked with Heineken. But so that's where Hotep Jesus is born, where I went into the world of mobile apps and I was marketing mobile apps. That's what I was doing. You know what I mean? I was making good money. At the marketing agency, I was making good money. I was marketing mobile apps. But all the mobile app founders had the same mindset of, because keep in mind, if you have a startup, you're a startup founder, you have some bread, right? So what you got is a bunch of legacy old white dudes, legacy niggas, trying to do the new shit, right? But it's like you got your money from, stock investments and you made $250,000 in some position. The difference is you wasn't there shooting with them in the gym when they built that company. You wasn't there. You wasn't a day oneer. You came in after the company had already created success. So when it comes to how do you take this thing and make it successful, they don't know how to do that. All they know how to do is maintain a business. But the hard part is starting one up. So when you come to them and you like, yo, here's how we got to start this thing up. They're like, yo, that don't make sense because this is how Pepsi does it. I'm like, yo, but you ain't got Pepsi budget. You ain't got Pepsi problems. You're not Pepsi. You have branding issues. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. You might want to get your brand up. And everybody goes to marketing and advertising. And they do that because what I realized it's just a fucking Ponzi scheme. What they do is they take the fucking startup, they sell off a piece of the company in like, a series A round or a seed round, and then they sell off the shares in the next round, right? So it's just like, it's just a pump and dump at the end of the day, and that's what made me fall in love with this shit. No, that's what made me realize, like, to them, it's just, let's pump this idea up, let's, grab a couple of money, and then they gonna write it off as a loss anyway. So it's just free money. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, I see what's going on here. This shit is trash. So I was like, I got to do something else with my life. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it was like, well, what are my goals that I always said as a child? What are my goals? And one of them was to be an author. And I was like, maybe we need to start focusing on writing books. And that's what I started doing. Started writing books. You know what I mean? And then, and then after that, it was just listening to my audience. I always tell people, what is marketing or what's part of marketing, I should say, and it's listening to your audience. Your audience build the product. So that's what I do. That's like, you see how we interact. AG was the one who's like, Hotep Jesus, you got to do a daily show. And I looked at him, I don't want to do no daily show. Like, because I don't have to do, this show to make money. There's a million ways I can go make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not worried about that. It's just, I like to find the medium of where I get to make money and I don't feel like I'm unhappy, and the people who are my customers feel fulfilled. You see
that unhappy and fulfilled. Yeah, that unhappy. Listen, that's exactly where I'm at today. Exactly where I'm at. Where the money, you can hustle a billion ways, but are you happy? Are you happy with? with the product that you get and the response you're getting back from the customer, you know? And listen, you breaking the matrix for me right now. I'm sitting here just like it's breaking the matrix because, you know, like all the things you're saying is like, I get it because I you know, outside I was the one that they wanted in criminal justice to come to the hip hoppers and tell them why they should respect police, and you know what I mean. I was you start knowing exactly what they want you for. See, he's from New York. Look, he tell you gun control, you know, and these things, and you start weighing, be like, hold on, that's not my goal. My goal was always, you know, I like Spider-Man. That's one of my favorite characters, just because of the nerdness and the, you know, the hero thing, whatever. And you know, that was my goal to, you know, try to help my community, because it was kind of reversed to where I would go with my father and see a different world. He lived in Brooklyn with the Hasidics, you know, and he would show me and tell me these, yo, this is how you're supposed to be, you know, this is, you know, he would really open my mind when he got to me, if you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of the reverse to where I would go back to my living situation with all of this knowledge, and I would have to, you know, try to find a way to get my cousin who you knew was going to go down that path, or you know what I mean? And say, like, we in the same boat, brother. Like, no, like we could.
When
and
you
matter
get
of fact,
to see both worlds, it's fucking crazy, bro.
And I try to tell people that all the time, HJ. I try to tell people that all the time. Like, when you see both worlds, it's like, it's the Matrix break. You know, it's literally. It's like even going downtown, being from Harlem, going down to Manhattan for like your first time as an adult, you know, like, or as a teenager, and you go on to Wall Street and you see that whole different world. And that's kind of where I started to understand my father's teachings a little bit more, you know, and then it starts to click. So for me, this is your channel. I could see that. I thought it was actually the reverse. I thought it was similar to mine, but now hearing that, it makes so much sense, you know. Because I would often see that a lot of times those guys would be the pretenders, you know, like, you know, I'm coming. It's like, but you from Orange County, you know what I mean, or you from Westchester or White Plains or something, you know what I mean, or Co-op City or something, you know, like, what you not, you know, why you coming here trying to? So, you know, I'm glad I got to know that right now, because it's like, okay, yeah, oh, I like that, you know, like. And yeah, man, yeah, HJ, man, like,
I appreciate you, yo. I appreciate you, man. Listen,
I appreciate you.
So here's the caveat to me. You know what I mean? It's like my pops was into all of that, you know, the Lawrence and all that spiritual shit. Harvey Spencer Lewis, he was reading all them shits, you know. AIDS was a manifested pandemic, all types of crazy books I used to see around the house. Shit, I used to read them shit. So like, when I say I'm Bane, like I was born Hotep. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, I was born in this shit. I was born a black nationalist. You know what I'm saying? Like, both my parents was like definitely, you know, black nationalists. They probably still would be classified as black nationalists if you ask. They're radical black nationalists, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll be listening to like, damn, y'all toxic.
It's funny because, you know, growing up in the city, we walk past the Israelites. You know, my father's side, he wasn't, but my father's side was, you know, they was not Fruit of Islam, but you know, they was with the Nation of Islam. You know, so I could eat pork when I would visit them, and you know, like, you know what I mean, like certain stuff. You know, salam alaikum. It's like, but me and my mom's house, I'm straight Baptist. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole different. But breaking that matrix, it made me just look at everything from a objective. But I would say a lot of my father's family, they definitely on that black nationalist side. And you know, my wife is white. You know what I'm saying? We've been together for years, you know what I mean? I'm only 30. We've been together since we was 18, you know what I mean? 17, 18, you know.
How's that?
So, you know, that, man, she a real one, you know? She a real one. It you know, it has nothing to do, you know, and she not fat neither, so we mess people's minds up when we come through. She beautiful, man. We mess people's heads up when we come through, man. It's like, I'm a New York dude that live in the South, but I'm not a leaning liberal, but I'm not a, so it's like I come through and I'm an anomaly to people, and sometimes they don't know how to take me. I'm a Ye fan, but I love, we're going to put on Drake sometimes. I just try not to pigeonhole myself into one concept or mindset and always looking for information, and you have, you've been one of those information sources that made me really start like, hold on, let me start following the money, when, you're doing the bank, because I was just, the Titanic went down, it was a conspiracy, it was just basic level stuff. It wasn't really like go in depth and learn these different things that, where it started from here to here to here. So when like a person like Jonah calls, or when Rudy calls, and all these different people call and they give these different things, I'm like, oh, gotta go do something, gotta go learn something else. You know what I mean? Like, could never just sit with one thought, HJ. So, I love the channel, man. I love what you're doing all over the DEI thing, and it's like, man, everything is just. Like, for me, it's like you guys were just saying 2 weeks ago you want that the government was going to find a way to, a terrorist attack. But then you get something that looks like it with the Baltimore thing. The government says no, but you still say that it is something. It is like, how you go, like, you just said 2 weeks, Alex Jones was just saying, what, it's like, it's just so grifty, man. And I was looking for a perfect word for years.
That's what it is, grifting.
And it is just, that's it. And my wife is tired of that word now because I've been overusing it the last 3 months or so. But she like,
you spamming the grift button.
I wish I had a button on this side, grift. But I like this right here. I like that you open yourself up to have this type of rapport. You know what I mean?
And
I
think it's healthy. It's fun.
It seems genuine, but, I don't know. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I know that I get some things wrong sometimes. I get emotional sometimes. Right now, I'm getting more back into the gym because, you hit a certain age, you stop being active for some reason.
Yeah.
Gotta
get right.
So I gotta get right because my body is lean and healthy. Now I'm finally starting to keep weight on, so it's like I gotta maneuver it to I can be healthy, like to where it could be good weight and turning the muscle and things like that. So everything you do with that's been helping. Financially it's hard times for everybody right now. So I'm trying to, get some other, get some of the flow and the other things that you talk about and stuff like that. And yeah, man, like. I'm tapped in. That's all I can say. I'm tapped in. And I'm tapped in, HJ. I'm tapped in.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
I'm tapped in. I'm gonna try that.
What you want more of, man?
I like everything you said. I haven't never really tried anything because like I said, I got children and stuff like that. Financially, times is a
what
little.
You want more of on the show?
What I want more of on the show?
Yeah.
Oh man, you doing everything right. You. Even yesterday when you kind of went to your what's his name, the Tariq Nasheed back, and you was telling him how to be a Mac, and people forget he used to do.
Oh,
you was definitely in your Mac bag yesterday with the young kid that called, and you was just telling him how to talk to women and stuff like that. You know what I mean? How to have game. So I love everything, man. You it's funny because every show you do a little something different, and you don't just keep it one mindset. You kind of touch on everything, and I think the show is solid, especially having the callers. They always add in Goldstein, Strong Dad, all these different dudes. I'm just like, yo, these dudes are so cool. Like, you know what I mean? They're funny, They come up in Grift sometimes and stuff, It's good. It's a fun place to be. Yeah, community, man. And even watching what y'all did at the Grifties and stuff, it's like, yo, this is what it's supposed to be, people just, connecting. And like I said, I ain't perfect. I don't want nobody to go, he in third grade. Nah, don't go look me up. and nah, I'm just communicating with you, connecting with you.
Right. Stay plugged in. Stay plugged in. We're going to get some more callers in here. You know what I mean? Stay plugged in.
Yes,
stay close. Pause. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
We working, man. We working.
I appreciate it, HJ. I definitely do, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother.
All right, Hotep
You have a good one. Hotep and Bill.
Shout out to the homie. Descendant of Loki 10 gifted memberships. Descendant of Loki 10 gifted memberships. Shout out to Descendant of Loki. This segment of the show is now sponsored by the Descendant of Loki. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Loki. Loki came out. Loki was at the Grifties heavy. He was in there heavy. Loki was his own grift at the Grifties. Every time I seen somebody, they was leaving with Loki. I'm like, yo, why everybody hanging with Loki? Every time I walk, like I would be going to do something. I walk in the room, Loki be leaving with like 3-4 people. I'm like, where y'all going?
All from
Spotless.
And Loki don't even say nothing. He just give me the head nod and keep it moving. Spotless, what's up, yo?
Peace, what's going on?
Peace, was you hanging with Loki at the Grifties?
Peace, everybody in the chat.
Peace.
What you said about the Grifties?
Did you hang out with Loki at the Grifties?
I don't think I did.
Oh, okay.
If I did, I don't know if I did, because a couple people out there, I ain't get names. We were just chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I want to give a shout out to the last caller. I'm gonna call him Hotep Verbose. I'll rock with him though. But I was standing out here. You know. I work on the plantation. I'm standing out here like let me stay outside.
Yeah.
Before I call in.
Absolutely.
I was out here looking like I felt crack. I was out here just waiting on the corner like. But no, I'm playing. Well, yeah, it's good to hear another New Yorker. It's good to hear another New Yorker call in. So I'm glad.
New York niggas.
Word, we gotta stick together.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But okay. So I had a question. A few days ago, I asked you about it, but I don't think we ever got to it. It was about crypto.
Okay.
It was about the situation in Honduras, where basically there was the previous government in Honduras basically sold off a bunch of land to some crypto investors and like basically allowed them to create their own government or some shit like that.
Okay.
Or whatever, right? So they kind of created like a little government down there.
Yeah.
Then, long story short, that government is no longer. And those guys are the leaders that are like the president and somebody else, if I'm not mistaken, are in prison, American prison. Now the new government is in, and they like, look, we want to reclaim that land. They want to So the issue became that it was an article I was reading. The issue became that there's like what's the arbitration kind of thing with a certain World Bank that was set up with these South American nations.
Yeah.
And these dudes, they kind of like appealed to that court. It's like a court or whatever. To basically to say, we want this land because it was promised to us. We have a government or whatever. We should be allowed to, we pay for it. Boom. So now what Honduras did was they pulled out of that court. I guess it was legal for them to pull out of it. They're like, we're not going to take part in this. They pulled out of the court.
Okay.
So I wanted to know if you had any information on this, or what was your take on the situation, if you was aware of it.
I never heard of this shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I was listening to another podcast, and they started talking about it. So I kind of looked it up.
We got Honduras watchdog bans institutions from trading crypto. Honduras gains new support. An $11 billion tussle with crypto. Okay, yeah, this is some new news. All right, hold on. Let me take a look at it. Hold on. 85 economists back Honduras decision to exit World Bank's arbitration body. Oh, shit. Added a new twist. Prospera, the Bitcoin-loving special economic zone in the Honduran island. seeking $10.8 billion in compensation from the Honduran government after legislation changed in 2022 killed the island's special status. Oh shit!
Apparently, their GDP is like $6 billion. It's like they don't even produce that much.
Hold on, let me finish. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
However, in March 19th, open letter, economists from Progressive International, which describes itself as being a mission to unite, organize, and mobilize the world's progressive forces, said Honduras's February withdrawal from the International Court was a critical defense of Honduran democracy. Prospera brought its case before ICSID in late 2022, claiming Honduras owes it billions for breaking 50-year legal stability guarantee made. Okay, after the government repealed laws in April 22nd, 2022, within the legal guarantee find scan economic evidence that mechanisms might stimulate meaningful foreign direct investment. Oh, for decades, international arbitration courts have allowed corporations to sue states and restrict their freedom to regulate in favor of consumers, workers, and environment. 10 cases, the largest from United States-based Prospera, amounted to a third of the country's gross domestic product. What the fuck? Hey, yo, hold up, yo. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I said.
The largest. Hold on, yo. Nah, I'm gonna have to dig into this one. This shit is dusty.
Yeah, like is we about to have a bit country? Like what's going on?
Nah, this shit look like a heist.
Mm-hmm.
This shit look like a heist.
Because apparently it seemed like, okay, they pulled out, but they're going to go, like they may be able to go ahead with the court, like in absentia or whatever, and that they might start basically taking their assets off country, like the assets, whatever, that's being held in America or where else. And so they still might rip a chunk off of Honduras, even though they're like, well, you can't have no land here or whatever. You can't have, because it was going to have their own. You gotta dig into it, but it's really crazy. I sent you something on the Telegram, I think it was like a week ago, about this. Cause and I sent you the podcast I was listening to. They jumped into it. I was listening to Breaking Points, I think, with Crystal Saga.
Mm-hmm.
They pretty decent. They but anyway, and it was like, if anybody listens towards like the last 18 minutes, I can't remember what day, but. This shit is crazy because it just seemed like you come with the money and you just rip it off, and then now, yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit down with this one for a second. As soon as you hang up, I'm about to like right now on stream live. I'm gonna sit down with this one and try to figure out what's going on here. This is
all right. Do your thing. I'll listen. All
right. Say less.
Okay.
All right. So there's a couple of things here. First of all, we got Prospera, right? We got to start right here. This is where we got to start at. Okay. Who the fuck is Prospera? What? All right, let's go. Maximize human prosperity. This just sounds spooky. I'm gonna be real with you. This is spooky. Build new cities, maximize human prosperity. I'm scared of it. This is like the evil version of Hotep. If this was the Hotepistan website, it'd probably say something like, fuck you, pay me. That's what it would say. It wouldn't say nothing about maximize human prosperity, nothing like that. It'd be fuck you, pay me. You know, that's more of the vibe we'd be going for. You are not welcome. Neo-fascist society. Exclusive membership only. We reserve the right to discriminate. This is what would be on our page. Okay. Builders, pioneers, and risk takers. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt, right? We always want to give them the benefit of the doubt. This might be some good shit. This might not be. I'm just saying my initial estimations, my Hotep senses is telling me, at least I think it is. Dubai, annual global income. They got Dubai up here. I ain't. What is Prospera? You know, who is Prospera? Contact us page. Where's your about page? Who are you? All right. So first red flag. I can't find your face. The first red flag. What is Prospera? Here's your
Prospera is building the fastest growing private city project in the world, elevating human potential through a radically...
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, shit. You see this? You see this? This that World Economic Forum shit. Remember I showed you how the World Economic Forum? Bruh. Hey, yo. Yo, right here. Remember I showed you the World Economic Forum? A person's metaverse identity will be central to their day-to-day life. Digital ID. Let's go back. I'm still trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but they got 2 strikes so far. Why the fuck is this shit on your head? In Hotepistan, these things are haram. These things are haram. Are you serious? These devices are banned in Hotepistan. What? I told you I was suspicious.
Decentralized private governance framework. Legacy systems of governance keep individuals from reaching their full potential. Prospera provides a pro-innovation governance framework, creating the most transparent and efficient business environment in the world. Our system for legal, regulatory, and tax are designed to be an economic supercharger, massively easing business operations and unlocking new opportunities for innovation in industries like finance, medicine, construction, and more. Prospera partners with global leaders in architecture and urban development to build new cities on this platform, creating transformative investment opportunities. Our platform is currently powering the next generation Prospera city on the island of Roatan in Honduras, as well as an emerging prosperity hub on the Honduran mainland, with more locations planned worldwide. Prospera has strong legal stability protections, protected by international treaty for a minimum of 50 years.
Fact check, fake news. You heard what they said? They got strong legal protections. I don't know. We're going to see. It's being tested.
Prospera has strong legal stability protections, protected by international treaty for a minimum of 50 years. The 32 square mile island of Roatan is the location of Prospera's first city-scale development.
They want to be Hotepistan so bad. They want to be Hotepistan so bad. Yo, if y'all want to know Hotepistan, it's this shit minus all the fucking Marxist, this fucking Futura. Like, our future does not look like this. It's futuristic, but well, we definitely gonna have the pools. The pool's gonna be fire. It's definitely gonna look like this. I ain't gonna hold you. We definitely gonna have the pools. We're gonna have the lawn chairs. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna be out here like this. But a lot of this is like this. Hotepistan might look like this. I mean, we might have a couple of buildings that look like this, you know, but it's gonna be really dope. They want to be us so bad.
Current footprint is over 400 acres and is easily accessible via direct commercial flights from Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, Miami, and other major U.S. and international airports, straight to the island. Prospera's development is conveniently located within a 20-minute drive of Roatan's International Airport, making it easy to travel directly from the United
Wait, what is that clicking noise? There's a clicking noise in their audio. See, it's zapping your brains. I don't know what this project is, man. It's zapping your brain. Listen to it.
is conveniently located within a 20-minute drive of Roatan's International Airport, making it easy to travel directly from.
You hear that click in like the back of your head? That's like back there with the hypothalamus and shit. That's where you generate testosterone and all of that.
From the United States to Prospera in just a few hours. Since its founding in the year 2020, Prospera's first development has grown from a greenfield site to include a host of world-class amenities. These include the pristine Bay Resort, Roatan's largest and most exclusive resort property, featuring villas, a hotel, private beaches, restaurants, an 18-hole Pete Dye golf course, and more. The commercial district offers Class A office space, with additional properties currently under construction. Prospera is home to some of the world's most innovative new companies, pioneering innovations in fintech, gene therapy, robotic construction, and more.
Gene therapy? Gene therapy? What?
New companies, pioneering innovations in fintech, gene therapy, robotic.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Gene therapy is a medical approach that uses genetic material to prevent and treat disease. Oh my fucking God. They just doing too much. They are doing way too much. The technique allows healthcare providers to treat certain conditions by changing your genetic makeup instead of using traditional treatment methods like medication and surgery. Oh my fucking God. Oh shit. I'm on Honduras side, first of all. This is where my neo-fascism, communism kicks in. My inner Stalin, my inner black Stalin is raging right now. These niggas gotta go. If I run Honduras, I'm kicking them off the fucking island. Thank you for building these beautiful buildings. Now go. You gotta go. You fucking editing genes and shit, nigga. Trans species says descendant Loki. Click the reason video. All right, hold on. Where is that? Where's the reason video? Oh, I'm gonna let this one. Oh, the one from Reason TV, you mean? You talking about the one from Reason TV?
Robotic construction, and more. If you're an entrepreneur on the forefront of the latest innovation.
He said this some clone Tyrone shit. That's exactly what this is. Oh shit. Yo, J Mod, yes. That's exactly what this shit is. Hey yo. Yeah, I see the reason video. A private libertarian city in Honduras. Yeah, this shit sound libertarian, all right. I don't give a fuck what Reason says. I might read the Reason article after this. Hold on, matter of fact, let me pin it. I'm gonna pin it. Right now, I am off this boat. My inner black Stalin is raging. Prospera. Oh, he said this a real life Black Mirror episode. Word. Clone factories. Yo. Subliminal harmonics. This is what I'm saying, chat. This is what I'm saying. It shows both sides pretty good. Listen, the reason why I'm saying I don't need to hear from the libertarians and Reason is because I'm hearing what Prospera is from Prospera, and I'm out. If this was Shark Tank, I'm out. No, thank you.
An investor seeking new opportunities for growth, or a 21st century pioneer searching for a beautiful destination where you can freely pursue your dreams? Prospera is the place for you.
Yeah, go to Prospera down there in Honduras. Watch your ass get cloned. This where Uncle Hotep went on vacation. He came back with the glasses on. Uncle Prospera.
You can become a Prospera resident online today and create your business in just a few minutes from anywhere in the world. As the private governance services provider for the jurisdiction, Prospera Incorporated provides investors an opportunity to accelerate the city's growth and participate in the upside. The company is currently accepting investment in a $150 million convertible note offering for international investors worldwide.
Convertible note is a good offer to investors. That's definitely a good offer. Like if you were to invest and they had, convertible note, you'd feel a lot safer with a convertible note.
Worldwide, and for accredited investors in the United States. Prospera is building the future of human governance, privately run and for profit. Join us today at prospera.hn.
Love the vision, hate the execution. That's how it be with a lot of projects sometimes. Love the vision, hate the execution. They lost me from the start.
Unlocking governance.
They lost me from the start. I would have vetoed this. Like if the team came back to me and had this shit in here in the first 6 seconds of the video, I'd be like, yo, you gotta take that shit out. Them shit's banned the whole type of stuff. Like you can't understand how to help humanity when you're not dealing with reality. You cannot help humanity when you're not dealing with reality. You want to help humanity? You got to leave this shit behind. If you want, it says right here on their website, build new cities, maximize human prosperity. This ain't it. This is not human prosperity. This is degradation of human. We're leaving this whole shit. This concept of Western civilization, we're leaving behind. We're leaving it all behind. We're leaving it all behind. There's a better way. There is a better way. And we're going to discover it. We're going to discover it together. It's going to be a beautiful communist utopia. You know what I'm saying? Did somebody send another super? Hold on. I'm going to come back to it. Come back missing organs and shit. You feel me? You feel me? Great show, HJ. Appreciate your perspective. Foley Juan Kenobi. What up, bro? $10 super. I appreciate you. You the man, bro. Appreciate you. Huh? It's a better way. Let's talk about it. Let's while we're here, let's talk about it. Well, let me finalize my thought on the whole crypto project. First of all, it's a stupendous idea. Wonderful idea. I get what they did, with the crypto and, I get all of that. Obviously the government is out of bounds. There's a contract that's been drawn up, and these people, if you live in a what you call a free society, they should be able to do whatever they want on that island. That's the contract you sign. However, if you're a fan of communism, you say, fuck all that shit, you kick them the fuck out because they're cloning people or whatever the fuck's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we don't want this shit in our backyard. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to go. And we're going to have to violate the no aggression principle if you don't. So that's why I'm definitely more neo-fascist, capitalist, communist than anything else. Because what is your concept of human prosperity? Is it production? Is it production? And what are you producing? What is that you're producing? What is it that you restore back into nature? Because I don't have a problem with productivity. My problem is, are you productive for the sake of productivity, or are you productive because you want to be a part of the geocycle? You see, when I think of Hotepistan, we want to produce things that are a part of the geocycle, which means that Mother Nature gives and we give back. There's a lot of, and in many ways, you know, I would be a great proponent for the, you know, the Green New Deal and all that climate change bullshit. I totally believe in many things of that agenda. I just understand that they not about to make me pay for this shit. If I'm going to pay for this shit, I'm going to pay for this shit in the amount that I deem I can handle. The problem is they're going to try and make what few people have done to the fucking world with all this pollution and shit, and then make me pay for it. Nah, you're not about to fucking make me with a carbon tax. Now I got to pay to breathe. No, you're not about to fucking make me. I'm going to do my part for nature the way I see fit, but you're not just going to come take a piece of my check. That's ridiculous. So I'm not with them on that, all right? That socialist making me pay shit. What I am saying is that what we produce will give back to the earth. One of, and somebody's going to take this idea, and I think it's a good idea to steal. My dream is to be a beekeeper. I want to keep bees. They talk about, oh, bees are dying, and bees are central to our lives. They will be central to the lives of Hotepistan. The honey floweth in Hotepistan. We are going to produce all different types of honey. I can't wait. I love honey. I don't know. I love honey. I want to be a honey connoisseur. And we're going to have different types of flowers, and different types of flowers obviously produce different types of honey. You just got to figure out a way to make sure they don't cross-pollinate. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll get experts to help out. But that's something that gives back. And we're even gonna export bees. We're gonna export bees. We're gonna export our bee science to the world. Where do you live? Oh, I got this queen. This queen has produced this, that, and the third. I got this other queen right here. With that queen, pack her up. Hey, baby, you about to go do your work in this, you know, over here in Uganda or fucking Idaho, or, you know what I'm saying? Boom. Introduce things into different populations. This is going to be central to when I say technology, I'm talking about science, you know? And obviously cultivating the flora, like the ingredients in these wonderful products, Flow and Apex, right? Black maca, we're going to need some black maca. I'm telling you right now, we're going to need some black maca. I'm going to tell you right now my favorite ingredients from the Men of Water products, right? So I'm going to go Apex and Flow, right? Black maca, that's in Apex. Cannot talk about black maca enough. That's a staple. Black maca is like warriors chew. You know what I mean? When warriors was about to go to battle, they used to chew on black maca, right? That's the root. Tonka Ali, right? That's another one. Milky oats, you know, that milky oats. This one's very important because they used to use this to sustain the horses. The horses, they used to feed this to the horses and the cattle. So, you know, if they was feeding this to the horses and cattle, then it's packed with fucking nutrients. And this is a straw. This is the milky oats. This is a straw. And so those are my three, I would say, from Apex. The rest of the stuff, like raw pine pollen, sarsaparilla. I remember sarsaparilla was introduced to me by Dr. Sabi, and he talked about that. And that's also in the Apex product. From Flow, obviously ginkgo biloba, and another one here, Bacopa monieri. I remember what's name talking about that. Sabi. But another one here, people look at the lion's mane and the copycat chew and all of that, but the one thing in here that I really like from the Flow that I know from before is cola nut. I used to give cola nut to my boys before their games. I used to dump some into like a smoothie or whatever, or a shake. And they used to get cola nut powder. Or you could do cacao as well. But cola nut, when I first saw it, I realized cola nut, this is what they used to put in Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? So you got the cocaine mixed with the cola nut. That's in Flow, all right? So Flow got one half of the ingredients that used to be in Coca-Cola. They don't put these ingredients in Coca-Cola anymore, but the original formula for Coca-Cola was cola nut and cocaine. Okay? Coca and cola. Okay? That's where that came from. It's right in the name. So that's one of my favorite ingredients out of Flow. But these are the type of things that we want to grow. Flopex is where it's at right now. These are the type of things I want to grow. I also want to grow various types of mushrooms. I'm not even talking about the psychedelic type. I'm just talking about mushrooms, period. They just seem to be very fascinating. So I'd like to talk to mushroom experts, or fungi experts, whatever you call them, fungologists. Spotlight City on that Flopex right now. I'm on it right now too, man. I can't not be on it. But again, it's only for active men. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, like, if you're not active, don't buy these products. Do not buy anything from Men of Order. Stay away from us. If you're not active, if you're a fucking slob, don't buy our shit. If you, like, for example, if you got flow but you never using your brain, don't buy our shit. If you're gonna be reading and writing, you working and you got flow, you trying to get into a flow state in your office setting or whatever it may be, okay, cool. But if you a slob and you're not doing nothing all day, do not buy our products. This is for people that are active physically and mentally. You see what I'm saying? Flopex, menoforder.com. Link in the description box below for the discount, and the QR code on the screen works. It's only $4.15. I'm gonna check out this recent article. Hold on, let me bring it up on this. I'm gonna see what this recent article says, but I'm already out. I'm already out on this Prospera project. They can miss me with this gene editing shit. All right, here we go. A private libertarian city. Okay. Says here, Prospera is the first time in human history that a group of people has said there's a way to deliver governing services privatized for profit in a completely free market way, says Joel Baumgar, Mississippi State Representative and President of Prospera, Inc., the company that's building a privately run charter city stolen from the Honduran island of Roatan called Prospera Village. Yes, I threw stolen in there. In Honduras, about half the population lives in extreme poverty. GDP is 25 times higher per capita than the United States, and yet the country has an abundant natural resources close to major shipping lanes. The problem is governance. Nobody wants to invest in Honduras because the country has a long history of political instability, expropriating private land, and illegal agreements that aren't particularly binding. Honduras is ranked 154th out of the 190 countries in contract enforcement with the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index, and 133rd overall in ease of doing business. Narco gangs once made Honduras the murder capital of the world, and though crime has dropped in the last 12 years, life there is still extremely dangerous in comparison to the U.S., which is one reason why so many Hondurans make the risky journey to immigrate. U.S. Customs and Border Protection has reported that more than 73,000 encounters with Hondurans at the U.S.-Mexican border so far this year. Recently, the country's politics... All right, can we get to... I don't give a fuck how fucked up Honduras is. I know it's fucked up. Every place is fucked up. What the West does, they fuck places up and act like they're going to save them. Meanwhile, a group of foreign investors has embarked on its own refounding of sorts. Okay, they started a radical experiment in private governance, which they hope will become a model for how to create. All right. The concept of free private cities and charter cities. Here's the problem. This doesn't exist. Okay, like libertarians got to let this shit go. This concept of being free is no such thing as freedom. You know what I'm saying, where you see freedom, you see destruction. Do not allow people to be free. The one thing everybody got right is you do not need freedom. Motherfuckers get too much freedom, and next thing you know, girls are competing with men. Okay? That's what comes from freedom. There is no freedom. Here are the fucking rules, you little bitch. Sit the fuck down. Shut the fuck up. People need rules. All these little tribes and villages that live around the world that is not a part of Western Civ or Eastern Civ, they got rules. Okay? Some of them got weird rules that you'll never understand, and some of them got sacred rules. They got all types of rules, but they got rules. Once you tell me you free, I'm suspicious. How have you created freedom for people and security at the same time? How have you done that? Now, I know you got to trade freedom for security. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows you trade freedom for security. Everybody knows this. What happens? Specifically, what Prospera is trying to do is the most transformative project in the world, says Baumgart. There's not a big financial hub in Central America. There's not a sort of Singapore of Central America right now. And that's what we're trying to create. Yeah, all right. So you want to bring the fucking big finance to Honduras. Okay, I get it. You need a visit from Ted Kaczynski. He needs to talk to you. On the island of Roatan, a tourist hub with the landmass similar to Hong Kong. Libertarian entrepreneurs, Baumgart, trying to build a country within a country that's free of the dysfunction that hobbles the national government. And they're starting with a clean slate. This is complicated. This is complicated because it's private, right? Like, make it a private entity, private corporation, okay? Members only. And stop this. We have to stop this nation inside of a nation shit, okay? That's the first thing we got to do. Stop. Just fucking stop, okay? This nation inside of it. Either you got a fucking nation or you fucking don't, okay?
Hotep, you're a genius.
You got to stop this shit. Motherfuckers get so smart they become dumb. You can't have a nation inside a nation. Either it's a nation independent and free of its own will, or it's not. All this nation inside of a nation should know what you need is to play the game. You have a corporation inside the nation. You operate as a private entity. Once you start talking about you are a nation, inside of a nation, you are a belligerent to said nation that you are a nation inside of. You are a belligerent. You are a threat. No, you are you are on our land. This is the problem with these fucking intellectuals. They're too fucking smart. So smart they become dumb. And people are like, oh my God, they got problems in the court. Yeah, they got problems in the court. You're trying to fucking declare yourself as a nation inside of a nation, you dumbass. The fuck are you doing? I just told you how you do this shit. Private corporation, members only. Pay your taxes to the government, okay? You work with the government. The government want their money. That's all them Honduras motherfuckers want. All they want is their money. If you ain't been breaking them off, that's your fault. How you gonna come in my backyard, start flipping packs right next to my spot, and you think I ain't gonna come fuck? This shit is street knowledge, yo. Y'all ain't never watched Snowfall? Boys in the Hood? King of New York? Huh? You can't set up shop on my block and not cut me in. You got Fatwa Star. If there's a dime bag getting sold in the park, I want in. Huh? Frank White.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Y'all be playing games. Y'all be playing too much fucking games. This is what's fucking wrong with the libertarians. You play too much fucking games. The left play they fucking games. The right play they games. Then y'all come with your fantastical utopian ideas. Hotep Nation doesn't sell fantastical utopian ideas. We tell you what the fuck it is straight up front. Fucking neo-fascist communist society. Either you with us or you against us. We've already put this into place. We not looking for no members. We are not recruiting.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
It's a lot of movements out there that's recruiting. We are not recruiting. Okay? What are you talking about? You are a private entity. You are a corporation. All caps letter on the paper. You put the cap locks on when you write down your name of your corporation. When you write down your straw man, you operate under that straw man and you make agreements with the government. All the little Honduras elected officials, palms should have been greased. You wasn't greasing no palms? Huh? You should have threw a big ass celebration for the president. You bringing all this capital, 11 billion, and you ain't threw me a party? Are you serious? How are you doing business? You're not even a smart drug dealer. You're not even a smart businessman where you come in moving billions of dollars off an island and won't break in the elected officials? Meanwhile, in America, China come get the Israel... Everybody come get our elected officials. You ain't learned that part of the game yet. Nation inside of a nation. Fantastical ideas that are not real. Now look at your ass in court. They're going to kick you off that island. Some of y'all might get shot. And I'm on Honduras side because y'all gene editing. Talking about a nation inside a motherfucking nation. Carlos Africa said you got to audition. Facts, you got to audition to get inside motherfucking Hotepistan. What? This nigga crazy. I'm catching up on the chat. They banned Dick Gregory from TikTok? Hotep Stalin. Facts, man. Sounds like somebody wants to wash some money. See, I didn't want to say that. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, and you didn't wild out. I didn't say they was washing money. That was my first thought when I was on the phone with Spotless, but I said I was gonna look into it. But I'm not gonna say that. I got, and this is why I be saying with sometimes people jump right to that, and I'm like, yo, we don't even need that. We don't need that. We got enough front-facing shit to cancel this shit outright before we even accuse. Listen, Prospera, call me. I'll tighten y'all up, man. Prospera, call me. I'll tighten y'all up. All right? Nation inside of a nation. Rudy's Valley. You know what I'm saying? Audition and survive Rudy's Valley. You feel me? If you can't make it past Rudy's Valley, these niggas talk about come hang out. Nah, nigga. It's like, yo, who Batman Sensei? Oh, Batman and Bane Sensei. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hold on, I gotta look it up. It's gonna kill me if I don't look it up. Wait, what is it? Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul, that's it. Ra's al Ghul. It's like the journey to go see Ra's al Ghul to get in the Hotepistan. The League of Assassins. You feel me, Tari? Like, you gotta pass trials and tribulations to get in the Hotepistan. Goldstein ain't letting half you niggas in. Half you DEI's not making it in. Let's go back. All right, so Prospera is based on the principle of true voluntarism. they say, all who live and work there, keep in mind, I'm still playing with this. Pause. Keep in mind, this concept of voluntarism has been on my mind for some years now. Been on my mind for years now. I've been challenging this notion in my mind and toying with it. And the fact that I haven't come up with anything yet, it might be foolproof to a certain extent. I got a couple of arguments, but you know me, I like one strong argument to go for the jugular. And I'm going to revisit it and destroy it at some point. That's my notion. And that's why I think I've been spending so much time on it, is because I know it's bullshit. I just haven't figured out why it's bullshit. Outside of the obvious things, right? Because the obvious things you say, well, what if people don't volunteer? What if people don't volunteer, right? Like, those are like easy solutions. I explained that before. People will pay to come fucking work at Hotep. Okay. So, I'm not worried about how you get volunteers. I'm trying to get deep in the subject. All right. And they can change their minds and opt out at any time. Okay, good. The first location being developed, Prospera Village. Project's co-founder and CEO, Eric Bryman, says the particular plot of land doesn't matter as much as the rules governing it. Okay. Prospera is not a location. Prospera is a platform that delivers governance as a service in partnership with host governments that create a legal framework that allows the public-private partnership to emerge. Okay. This is some bullshit, by the way. Because that's all it is. It's just public-private. So I don't know why they're trying to fucking be private. Legal framework. In 2019, the company began acquiring its first 58 acres, which at the time was mostly undeveloped jungle. And I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what's really happening here is. And this is a common theme with businessmen. What businessmen do is they make up new shit and then sell it to stupid motherfuckers, because the stupid motherfuckers feel stupid. They're not really stupid, actually. They're just not equipped to handle swindlers, right? And I'm not saying Prospera is a swindler here. I'm just saying that when they come around with new terms, you feel like you should have heard these terms, so you kind of go along with it instead of saying, nah, they sound like some bullshit. That's what it is. Some bullshit. So now when they look back and they see what's actually happening, they're kind of upset. In 2017, the company began acquiring 58 acres, which was mostly undeveloped jungle. Today, Prospera Village is occupied by an office building, a schoolhouse, a factory for prefabricated building materials that's under construction, and a shared workspace for remote office workers. A 14-story luxury condo tower is also nearly complete. You know what the thing is about voluntarism is kind of stupid about? It's like we know like what we're coming to do when we come together, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of know, like, people come together and put things together. They're coming together for a purpose. So you don't have to deal with jobs and, making people to do stuff. It's kind of like, we all share a passion and a purpose, and we move towards it. So it's kind of weird when people, anyway, this is the flaw of capitalism. At some point it breaks down. Today, Prospera Village is occupied by 14-story luxury condo is also nearly complete. Development is happening here at a pace unheard of in a country where it can take years and several well-placed bribes to obtain a permit to put up a building of that size. Quick, pro quo. You know what I'm saying? Prospera has so much autonomy thanks to a 2013 law authorizing zones for economic development and employment. Okay, ZDs. ZDs don't merely have favorable business and labor regulations like China Shenzhen. They make their own laws and regulations Prospera created its own zoning code and levies its own taxes. Only the country's criminal laws still apply. Okay. To become a full-time resident of Prospera, you fill out an online application and pay a fee of $1,300. Yo. Bam. Bam. Fam. Bam. Oh my God. This is insane. I'm disgusted already. I thought I was disgusted before. This just keeps getting worse. $1,300 application fee. You want to hear about the research? We're going to get to it. I'm going to read the whole thing. Don't worry. I'm going slow. He said we need to charge $10K application fees to Hotepistan, then deny everyone entry. Yo. This is insane. What is their mission? Maximize human prosperity. Nigga, you got to pay $1,300 to live, though, first. $1,300 if you're trying to live, my nigga. That's just to apply. We gonna save your life, but you gotta give us $1,300 just to see if we can save your life. They charge the application fee. Damn. That means they don't even know how to recruit. That's what that means. They don't even know how to recruit. So this is just basically laziness at the least and greed at best. No, laziness at best, greediness at the very least. In lieu of a court system, they have access. So they do give an 80% discount if your ass is Honduran. So you charge now Hondurans an application fee. They don't even get a free. If I'm in Honduras, I can't even apply for free. Insane. Do you realize real quick? Do you realize that you could eliminate application junk by designing the sign up form in such a way that you only get serious applicants. Crypto does this through KYC. Not to say KYC is the way, but you know, like there are ways to design your form so that only serious people apply. And distribution of where you put. Anyway, let's go back. In lieu of the court system, they have access to the Prospera Arbitration Center to resolve any civil disputes. So they got their own court system. Right? They got their own court system. That's cute. Real fucking cute. In Hotepistan, we just fucking kick your ass out. There's no arbitration center. No, you act up, we kick you out. Let the government deal with your ass. Let Uncle Sam deal with your ass. Just like all the other countries do. We're sending all our immigrants to the United States of America. Kick them out. Take your ass back out the walls of fucking Hotepistan. Take your ass back to the United States. Go deal with Biden, you bitch. Companies can select their own regulation from a menu of options. Like Japan's biotech regulation, use that. Singapore's banking laws, use those. Or mix and match. Wow, this is crazy. This is very ambitious. Depending on what industry they're in, some companies can opt out of regulation altogether, though at a cost. All right, so what is this? Some jungle Silicon Valley shit? That's what this is? It's like some jungle Silicon Valley. We're gonna build Silicon Valley in the jungles of Honduras. That's what this is. That's what this is. Do I have to continue reading? All right, let's skip down to the tech. You guys want to know about the technology? Where's the technology? Because this ain't nothing but a fake Valley. That's I don't know, technology section. That's, Jorge Colindres is the technical secretary of Prospera Ziti, roughly the equivalent of its mayor. Okay, he says that his experience running a law firm in Honduras has made him acutely aware of the ways in which corruption and weak rule of law have crippled the country, which is why he became involved with the project early on. I've seen corruption at almost every government or institution. I've seen it. Bolindres says that because Prospera must work to attract and keep investors and citizens, it's incentivized to eliminate corruption from its governments. Bromgar says this competitive structure will make all the difference. I just love how, I guess that's how people get money, right? Like they take some simple concept, they make it sound complicated, and they sell it to people. Because it's just basically like, hey, look, this is like WeWork for corporations in the jungle. Except that, you live here, you stay here, you pay our taxes, and you follow, whatever rules you make up. If you want to do Singapore rules, that's fine. If you want to do Japan, you make up your own rules. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is. Unlike other governments, we don't have a monopoly on the use of force and coercion. That's unfortunate. In Hotepistan, we are going to have a monopoly on force. I promise. Cassius Cam and Strong Dad are going to make sure of that, and I'm sure Goldstein as well. So we live by the principles of non-aggression, self-ownership, and the rule of law and property rights. Okay, libertarian book. And unique to Prospera is the right to join, but also the right to exit. Okay. What happens if you don't pay your rent? What happens if you don't pay your rent? Kick your ass out. How do you handle that? How do you handle that, Prospera? If I come there and I don't pay my rent, how are you going to handle me? You're going to hand me over to the Honduras government? Who's going to? That's what I want. I want somebody to go to Prospera and then squat and then film it. We should send Alex Jones to Prospera land and have them squat and see how they handle that shit. It's going to be through the use of force. What it's going to be. I'm going to make sure we put that on our disclaimer page, our privacy policy and all of that at the bottom of the website. We will use the use of force to kick your ass if you try something stupid. It's going to be right there. Obviously in legal jargon, but you get what I'm saying. Voice matters here at Prospera. Residents will be allowed to elect 5 of the 9 members. What? Residents will be allowed to elect 5 of the 9 members. Okay, now we're getting interesting here. Of the city council once the population surpasses 10,000. But political power mostly derives from exit or voting with your feet. Linder says that, for example, in a 10-story building, floor 7 could be in Prospera, floor 6 in the general free zone regime of Honduras, and the remaining floor is governed by the national regime. The basis of the legitimacy of government is consent of the people. We do have consent of 100% of our residents, and that's where our power stems from. Wait, what? Wait a second. Wait a second. There's going to be... This is why this is hard. What they're trying to do is very hard. So, voting, city council, all pretty standard, right? You're setting up a nation. All this stuff is pretty standard. Although in Hotepistan we have a dictatorship. It must always be a dictator. Even when I'm gone, there must be a new dictator. We will explain the role of the dictator in the future. But that's what's missing here, and that's where libertarianism falls apart, right? You always need a head. Pause. You always need a head. You need a king. You need a president. You need a CEO. You need a founder. You need somebody. That what that role is about speed. Okay, and this is what I was saying. This is why a lot of America likes to spread democracy and whatnot, because under dictatorships you get speed in decision making with crucial decisions, like crucial decisions. Under a dictatorship, you need somebody, even if the council votes, you need somebody that's going to drive conversation and drive arguments and force people to, change their own votes, right? And challenge people to change their vote. You need somebody that's really good at just juicing the 9 council members. Like, that's his main role, to juice those 9 council. Make sure that they've completely exhausted all possibility before they hand over that decision to the dictator, the head, to the king, the president, CEO, and say, like, yo, do we get the blue yacht or the red yacht? Blue. All right, fine, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. All right, let's go back. Do we chop his head off or do we don't? That's gotta fall at the feet of the dictator. So that's what I don't. So now, we have voting, but then we have 100% consent. How do you have 100% consent? You got to vote. And that doesn't, I don't know how to. I guess everybody who didn't vote for the council leaves. So then everybody who did vote for the council stays, which means the total population would have decreased. And you no longer have 10,000 people. I don't know how that. There's a lot to be talked about. This opt-in arrangement has allowed Prospera to expand from 5 acres to 58. Okay, nice expansion. Then, during the height of the pandemic, the project expanded more than 1,000 acres of a nearby resort and villa called Pristine Bay. The hotel at the center of the development outside Prospera's jurisdiction, and individual homeowners in the villas will be able to opt in or out. Inflation. So everything about Prospera has been voluntary to date. It's no wonder Hondurans are worried about foreign businessmen violating their national sovereignty because they're used to that. Yeah, United Fruit Company. Yeah. Provide educational, technical support. Yeah, I don't see none here. Let me see if it says. Let me see. Gene. All right, here we go. When Reason visited, Einziger was hosting a seminar for companies that operate or are interested in operating here, including a biotech firm which found it easier to run gene therapy trials at Prospera than the U.S. Yeah. See. This is why I said. Remember, I told y'all about this concept of freedom. Remember, I told you about this concept of freedom. Oh my! Gotta put you on timeout. Gotta relax. Gotta relax. The Jew has not hurt you. You hurt yourself. Here we go. You see it right here? They found it easier to run gene therapy trials at Prospera than in the U.S. I'm sure you did, because they got a whole lot of freedom down there. If Prospera was Hotepistan, we'd have told you, fuck no. I'd have reported you to the U.S. authorities. Arrest this man. I am a neo-fascist. Trump ain't no neo-fascist. I am.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Every civilization needs a little bit of fascism. Every civilization needs a monopoly on violence. Until everybody ascends into Christ-like prophets or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's fucking glowing and auras are resonating, all of the bullshit, you know. Until that point, until you reach the point of Lemurian enlightenment, these are the rules. These are the rules. And in Hotepistan, we practice Lemurian enlightenment. That's why Hotepistan is great. That's why we don't have problems. But we do have private membership. Anyway, Bryman says that even if a repeal vote is ratified by the Honduran Congress, Prospero is protected by international treaties, and the government will risk paying damages of over $10 billion if it violates. Damn. Bryman says he expects the Honduran government to back down. He said, I got the back of the West, nigga. You better not try me. We gonna put this gene therapy in your backyard and you better like it. I don't want to read anymore. Do I have to read anymore? I know enough about these. I know enough about these guys. No, I don't. What's this dude talking about in the chat? Yeah, the lines is closed. The lines is closed. Wow, what happened? Was somebody trying to call in? Did you text? I closed the line. Hold on, let me see. I'll check the text message. If I don't see no text message, I had closed the line. 2020 in the chat crying. Please let him call in. All right, let's see. Call in. There you go. Call in. Call in, man. What is he calling in for? What's wrong? What happened? I'm trying to get caught up on the chat. Right, talking about he gotta. Carlos Africa, $5 super W stream. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother. 2020, call in, yo. Is this him? Yeah.
Call from
2020.
Yo. 2020.
What up?
Yo, what up?
Are we live?
What do you mean, are we live? Did you just watch the show?
I'm assuming we are, but I'm just curious. I don't know how the shit works.
You watching the show, right?
I do.
Oh, okay, so then
but I don't know how the shit works behind the scenes.
Oh, no, we live.
Cool. That's all I need to know. So what I was talking about earlier was like, listen, there's something called the right of self-determination. That means you can start your own nation. You can't go all out on your own and become like a single human outside of the matrix or the system or whatever. However, what you got to do is you got to create a nation. If you go outside of Switzerland, there's like a Liechtenstein or whatever. There's like 35,000 people. Perfect example. Now, if you can't do that, the only thing left is for you to take over a county, create a city inside of a county, and then move everybody into the county because you got a little economy or a little setup, and move forward. And that's the only way you're going to get any real power.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who has all the power?
Who has all the power?
Yeah. Is it the
people that own the land?
Is it the governments or the private corporations?
I mean, what do you consider the Vatican City?
I'm asking you, who you think got more power? Let's talk about America. Who you think
Whoever
got more
owns
power?
the land.
Is it the options are the government or private corporations? Who has more power?
Well, the corporations register within the government, right?
Who has more power?
So clearly, if the corporations register with their government, they're signing over
ownership to the government. So let's go with that. But the governments are not also at the top.
They're not signing over ownership. Establishment.
No, that's exactly what registration is. If you know anything about law, you know registration, you're signing over ownership. You don't own your car, you don't own your house. When you register your car, the state owns the title to your car.
What you talking about? A title? I'm talking about registering a corporation and the ownership.
When you register a corporation, you do so with the permission of a government. The government owns your corporation.
No,
you're just allowed to do things that are otherwise against the law.
No, you exist within the confines of the government. But you
correct.
Own,
in other words, without that government, you don't exist.
No, you can exist outside of that government.
No, you don't exist outside of that government. Nobody recognizes you.
No, you can exist outside of that government. People do it all the
So
time. It's
TikTok
called the
exists
drug
outside of China.
industry. It's called the hair industry. People exist as corporations outside of all of these things.
How?
You sell a service or a product and people buy it. And you take cash.
Now, if you're
It's
a corporation, you're a
anonymous.
dead entity. Corpse, it literally means dead entity.
Oh,
you're
one
a
of
dead
those
entity
guys.
to another dead
Oh,
entity.
fuck.
No, but I'm telling you what's up. That's why I said, like, corporations and government, the government owns your corporation.
All right.
That's why they're going after TikTok, because TikTok is owned by China. You don't think TikTok is independent of China, do you?
Wait, what?
You don't think TikTok operates outside of China, do you? As far as like ownership,
isn't it
like
a
they gotta
Chinese- it's a
abide by
Chinese-
China's rules, not the opposite.
It's a Chinese company, right?
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
owned by China.
Yeah. But we don't live in China. We don't
not
live
that
in
China bends to TikTok. TikTok bends to China.
But we not in China. We in America.
Same law of nations applies equally all across the board. The law of nations has been around. That's why the United States fucking founders came up. Sorry, excuse me. That's why they came up with the Constitution with the with. Look up the definition of a constitutor. It's one by who agreement becomes a party to a contract.
Yeah.
And that's why you got the Whiskey Rebellion. That's why you got the all the taxes. And that's why like America was free between 1782 and 1789.
So
when they got constituted, there was a whole different set of law.
So the thing is, you got ownership confused with, because you got to remember, I deal in like right and exact. So if we're going to talk about law, ownership and control are two completely different things.
Exactly. When you start a corporation, you have control. You do not have ownership. The government has ownership. You have control.
No, it's the opposite.
No, it's not the opposite. You have control. The government has ownership.
No, it's just
and as long as you do things by their rules, then you're good to go.
No, it's just a registration. It's just a check-in. It's a formality.
Look at what the definition of register is. When you register your car, do you own your car? Hell no, you don't. The state owns your car that you registered in, and when you move, you better get it registered in another state because they're going to own your car now.
No, it's a regulation. It's a contract.
No, it is a contract. You're right, but it's a contract as to who owns your car.
No, it's basically saying that, based upon my status, here's what I'll comply to. It's a contract.
It is a contract.
The
but it's also who owns your car. The only reason why they have any jurisdiction over your car or over you as a driver is because you have a contract under them.
20. The problem is we get like these wild conspiracy theory videos.
This is a conspiracy theory. I was giving you something completely different, but we went down a whole different lane. My point was we have something called the Law of Nations. That's what the founders did in America in 1789. In 1782, a bunch of motherfuckers said we free, and they was free for 7 years. And it was cool to do whatever the hell they wanted to. There was debt involved because of the war. After the debt, 7 years, that's a biblical term, then they wasn't free no more because they didn't pay the debt back. So a bunch of people came in and said, this is now our nation, and here's how we're going to repay the debt. Now, those people got constituted, and that's when you got all the Whiskey Rebellion and all those taxes.
Yeah, I hear you. I know. I hear your Whiskey Rebellion and all that. How many corporations do you have registered?
Well, I've registered a bunch, but how many do I got going on right now? None. I don't know what that's got to do with anything.
Your view of things is much different from mine.
So what's your view? You think as a corporation you're more powerful than the government? Really?
Yeah.
How? Explain to me this riddle. I'm very interested, because as far as I'm concerned, no corporation ever went against the government and said, y'all are going to bow down to me. And the government said, you're absolutely right.
How do you explain J.P. Morgan?
J.P. Morgan is an agent of the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve owns the U.S. government, so they're allowed to freely do whatever the hell they want to, which is why they get bailouts.
Now, the Federal Reserve technically does not own, on paper, it does not own the United States government. Let's just
no, but they work for people who do. J.P. Morgan, as far as I'm aware, is an American corporation. However, America is not the top corporation that owns everything. America is a corporation. Let's just operate from that standpoint for just a quick minute. There's somebody who owns that corporation. Again, in 1789, that debt from 1782 to 1789, it was a free country. It was not free after 1789. Everybody got constituted. Constituted means you became obliged to a contract. After that contract, that's when all this shit started happening. It was no longer a free nation. Go ahead.
Who pays campaign donations?
Corporations.
Okay. So we agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that's got to do with anything, because whoever wins an election is, listen, we talk about this or that, but ultimately you're going to bend the power to who's in charge. Ultimately, they're going to lay the law. And that ain't the Queen of England or the King of England. That ain't none of that shit. There's somebody who owns that. There's a reason why when you're an owner on a paid-off property, you still come up as a tenant. Because somebody has that 1/10, which is title and equity.
Who is the second largest donor to the Democratic Party?
You got me.
Sam Bankman-Fried. You know what corporation?
No, but what's the largest contributor to the Republican Party? Koch brothers? I mean, you know what I mean? That's all your toilet paper and your laundry, washing detergent? Like, what are we talking about?
Exactly. You said it.
Yeah.
So you know. So you know.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, I kind of know.
The corporations is running shit, dog.
Corporations ain't running shit. The corporations all have a parent entity. That parent entity is running everything. And you're allowed to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Who's the parent entity?
Who do you think? Okay, so the quote-unquote conspiracy is that the Queen of England is a more or less an accountant for a certain other entity. You said that entity don't matter for shit. I tell you that entity owns all the land.
One last question.
In the United States.
One last question. That? Is the United States of America a corporation?
Absolutely. Now, I don't know what the gotcha question in that is, but yeah, it is. It's the parent corporation to all the corporations within.
Okay.
Now, do you not believe that?
Do I not believe what?
Do you not believe that the United States is a corporation?
Last time I checked, it was a corporation.
Okay, so you agree?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, who's the parent corporation?
Of the United States of America?
Yeah. Because in order to be incorporated, you got to be under somebody. Who's that extra on top individual?
Well,
it's not Israel.
Well, technically nobody. Technically nobody.
No, not technically. No. Listen, there's nation states who have titles to things. And D.C. is a independent nation. That's why you don't have Second Amendment rights in D.C. City of London is not a part of the U.K. The Romans took over the UK in 100 AD, and they established their own banking rights, and that's why the Queen of England or the King of England needs permission to go to that 1 square mile radius.
Who established their own banking rights?
Their own banking? What?
You said somebody established their own banking rights. Who did that?
Romans.
The Romans. They established their own banking rights. How did they do that?
Yeah, the same people who have the fashion.
Let's go slow. Let's go slow. I'm trying to
go
follow
ahead,
your train of thought.
Yeah,
How did they
let's go.
establish those banking laws?
How did they loan money? That's how that works.
No, how did they establish the banking laws? You said they established banking laws. How did they establish those banking laws?
Well, you said that the LIBOR rate determines what happens in the U.S., right?
You're changing the subject.
For the most part. Not
changing
100%,
the
but
subject.
for the most part.
You're changing the subject. You said
No,
the Romans
I'm trying to tell you order of operations. You cannot add before you multiply or divide, or you can't subtract before you multiply or divide. I'm trying to give you order of operations. Right? Like, this is simple math. We don't have to go into 7th grade trigonometry. We just say you can't add or subtract before you can multiply or divide. Right?
How did the Romans establish their own banking laws?
So they try to come into Germany. They went to the Rhine River and got their asses whooped. There's a Roman historian named Tacitus who 500 years
I
after
asked you for
wrote
the
about
history.
how they tried
I
to
said,
no,
how did they form their
something.
laws? Did they talk to God? Did they talk to, how did they form their laws?
First off, there's this law of statute. Law is indisputable. It's just
you
when
said
the
they
founders
established their own banking laws. How did they do that? Did they form a corporation? Did they?
No, they formed a bunch of
Did they ask
loans.
Egypt for help? Who did they ask for permission from anyone?
No, Egypt ain't got nothing to do with this. They lost Egypt and they had one thing to conquer, which is the entire world. And they did that very
Did they have
successfully.
to ask for permission to establish those banking laws?
No, because they conquered it.
So they didn't have to ask anyone for permission to establish laws.
No. The winner of the war writes the history, and the winner of the war writes the laws. This is not like, you know what I mean? We're not talking like anything new, right? We all knew this.
Wonderful. You're right there with me. I'm walking right next to you.
All right.
Where are we living right now?
Well, I'm in Florida, and you're in.
Are they the winner of the war or not?
Yeah, they won. Who owns the title to American land?
Laws?
Well, who officially votes on it versus who tells the directives is two different things. Like, what do you want? Like, I'm not convinced to like where do you think all this DEI shit came from? Like,
oh God. All right, I gotta go.
Like China adopted the Talmud for business, right?
I gotta go.
So no, what are we talking about? Like, who adopted the laws? They're like the laws are your representatives. They voted on it, but how do you think they voted on it? They got pressure.
I gotta go, yo. Call tomorrow, yo. We'll talk tomorrow.
Okay.
I appreciate you, yo. Thank you. Nah, I can't do it. He got debate brain. I can't do it. I wrote an entire book on how corporations control government. It's called The Patriot Report, Unmasking the Conspiracy of Money and War. It's right here. You can go get it at hotepjesus.com. I'll show you exactly how corporations are in control. He says governments are in control. Well, all right. So let me try and make my argument here. What he was talking about is contract law, right? And this concept of contract law gets obfuscated in many different, right? And the issue comes under the term jurisdiction. Jurisdiction. You're now under my jurisdiction. And what people say is, well, that means the government owns you. Now, I get that. Philosophically, yes, the government owns you while you're under their jurisdiction. That's why I was saying you can't have a nation within inside a nation. That was my point going back to earlier. I get that. However, when you talk to somebody who's an intellectual and you say, well, that means they have ownership, I'm going to take that literal and say, well, no, technically they don't own it. They can control it. They can manipulate it. They can coerce it. They can do many things to it, but ownership on paper is whoever creates that corporation, right? Now, we're talking about nations and the creation of corporations. We first have to remember that, I'll bring this up on the screen really fast. Right here, let's pull this up on the screen. So we have here the Treaty of Morocco. Morocco formally recognized the United States by signing a Treaty of Peace and Friendship in 1786, a document that remains the longest unbroken relationship in U.S. history. Okay, so when we're talking about the establishment of something legitimate, you always, when you sign official documents, they'll always say you like need a notary or you need a witness. And this just comes back to like just basic human function where like, you know, you set something up, but it was like, well, nobody like witnessed that. Like, how do we know you ain't just steal this from somebody else? Like what, you know, what is going on here, right? Like you need another witness, third party, common. So anyway, coming back. If we were to create, okay, I'm gonna show you a real life example. Sonny Johnson said she didn't take the Hotep serious until she saw the 10 Hotep commandments. She said, that's when I knew these niggas not grifting, they really about something. Okay. So when you establish something like a constitution, a declaration of independence, when you establish these documents, this is a professional formality. This is a professional formality so that when you meet other groups of people, you can say, this is who we are. That's what happens when you're at a traffic stop. This is who I am. This is who I am. You know what I'm saying? This is about identification. This is what you call etiquette, national etiquette. So when the Hoteps created the 10 Hotep commandments, like I said, this is subconscious. It lets people know, okay, you're serious, right? So when you create a corporation under the jurisdiction of the United States or the jurisdiction of Delaware, you know, you register your company in Nevada or somewhere, Austin, Texas. You register with them to recognize that what? You have a contract. And part of that contract, it's a two-way contract. It's a two-way contract. And this is what people try to leave out of establishing a corporation, especially establishing a limited liability corporation. Because if case something happens to that individual, I am protected because that's not me, that's my corporation. So when you operate in this jurisdiction as an individual and somebody gets sick off something you sold, the government will come lock you up. If the corporation gets someone sick, they got to sue the corporation. You can't throw a corporation in the jail. This is the way you protect yourself. And this is why corporate law was created, because the masters behind this game understand that you can do whatever you want to do behind a corporation. And it's a beautiful system. It makes so much fucking sense. The issue is people try to go national instead of corporation. And what I'm saying is you can operate as a corporation within the jurisdiction of a nation and have a beautiful relationship and still operate like a nation. Because the fact remains that corporations, in fact, in many ways, have the ability to discriminate. They have the ability to discriminate. They only say you can't discriminate based upon race, ethnicity, blah, 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 blah. But corporations can discriminate a million gazillion ways. And that's the power of having a corporation. You have the power to say this is private property and you can't come here. And if my bodyguard whoops your ass, we are protected because there's a sign out front. And now you got to go talk to the Honduras government before you come talk to me. If I operated out of a private individual status and my homie kicked your ass, we both might go to jail. So I get the whole, you just watched the Moors and you just discovered about maritime admiralty law and you ran into the videos of Jordan Maxwell. You just watched Jordan Maxwell. I understand you learned all this stuff. But in practice, in the real world, with adults who don't just deal in corporate conspiracy theories, we know what's actually happening because we operate out of that status. Hotep Nation operates out of a corporate status. Men of Order operates out of a corporate status. Hotep Jesus operates out of a corporate status. Everything I do is in a corporate status. Everything. So if you're not operating out of the corporate status every day of your life, me and you we could never understand each other. I can understand you because I know what it's like not to operate out of a corporate status. But if you don't operate out of a corporate status just to survive, you'll never know. You'll never know what's going on over here. And one thing I know is I read the contract I made with the Delaware Corporation. I know the contract I read. I read it. I was like, this is not a bad contract. You know? And the establishment, the establishment, again, I can't say this enough, but the establishment of your corporation, even just the articles of incorporation, it's just stuff that you need for your own team. The bank wants them, but the bank just wants them because they want to make sure you're official. You're not just some fly-by-night outfit. Like you're going to put some work in. Okay, we could put these. This is what this corporation's doing. This is what they're operating. This is how they operate. All right, I'll handle your money. This is basic business. It's contract laws. This is basic business. Not everything is a fuck. I know. I used to be on the conspiracy theory shit. I know. But we gotta, at some point, we gotta see reality, and we gotta know the game. See, a lot of people know the game, but they ain't playing the game.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Y'all know the game. I'm playing the game. So who gonna know better than somebody playing the game or somebody not playing the game? Hold on. I'm looking at my certification papers here. Huh? I'm protected under Delaware. It says right here, the undersigned authorized person. See that? They call the corporation a person. Desiring a form me, the person desiring to form a limited liability company pursuant to the Limited Liability Company Act of the state of Delaware, hereby certifies, blah, 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 blah. So you gotta refer to the Limited Liability Company Act of the state of Delaware. It says a registered address, blah, 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 blah. And you need to have a registered agent when you register in Delaware. Jersey, I didn't need a registered agent. I could just register that myself. So Delaware, it makes sense that they would do it that way. One day I'll actually pull something up and go over. We'll look at it. Delaware, their certification says Delaware the first state. That's what this shit. They don't even fuck it. That's what it say on my cert list. What else we got? But coming back, like I was saying, it when you operating at a corporate status, it's like you kind of don't want to be a nation. Like, people, they talk about like I thought about that angle, like the Rajneesh angle. You vote everybody out, local council, small city, take it over. I thought about that, and it's not a bad idea. I will never say that's a bad idea. Never, ever, ever. I think it's really cool. I think it's really dope. However, I think like a capitalist, I'd rather operate out of a private entity, have less headache, less liability, more fun, more dictatorial power. Like, you can't tell somebody how to run their corporation. You can tell somebody how to run their city. You can't tell somebody how to run their corporation. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the game. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of the game. Just remember, I didn't tap out of the conversation. I tapped out, 20. You got me, man. You got me, bro. I tapped out, bro. You got me, man. I couldn't handle it anymore. You're just too much. You're just too much for me, bro. Just too much for me. But I didn't erase his chats. I don't know who erased his chats. Let me see here. Message deleted by Andre Brown. Andre Brown, I told you I learned my shit over a decade ago and won over a dozen cases. Keep reaching. If U.S. fall tomorrow, your corporate status means jack shit. Well, that's true. I won't be worried about if the U.S. falls tomorrow, you think I'm gonna be worried about any fucking thing other than surviving? Like, what kind of arguments are we making, 20? You old in country. That's your issue. You ain't been around enough city slickers. You need a good mix. I've been around you country folk. Y'all good people. I like y'all. Y'all good people. But we have a little bit of advantage in some regard, in some way. I think because we're always in conflict, that we handle conflict better, especially intellectual conflict. Understanding contract law and reading contract is two different things. I really think Dre muted him for his own benefit. I don't think Dre muted him because he's upset. I think Dre muted 20 because 20 is just embarrassing himself, trying to help him out. Yeah. But the moral story is this. I'm about to go, but the moral story is, here's the moral. Establishing a corporation is a formality. Nothing wrong with it. I'm trying to find, when the hood, your resume is your kicks, your style, your flair, but, you always need some form of formality, and people usually take you serious, and when you have articles of incorporation, you have a corporate culture creed, these things make corporations just, or groups of people taken to be more serious. And that's really what the corporate game is about establishing establishing something officially and then having that thing recognized by somebody. Now, here's the last thing I'll say about the game. So you can operate your business completely off of crypto, and there's nothing that said government can do. Right? Unless you're, is it Ross Albright? Take the hip dirty. But I'm thinking about all the different factors that just flooded my head that going. Ross Albright, that just really screwed my. Yeah, I don't know. But you can operate completely in crypto. You just won't have the protection. You don't have the legal protection. You won't have the ability to take someone to court, or you won't have the protections of if somebody wants to take you to court, right? Because you're a citizen of some country, you're under the jurisdiction of that country. But you can do it. You can definitely, do it. But a lot of that would come back to, are your contracts together? Because there are contracts you can create between you and other people that will protect you if they're executed properly. And you might not need a corporation per se, depending on how those contracts, how airtight those contracts are. But, again, at the end of the day, we're still dealing with contracts where people agree to, and, are there loopholes in said contract where I can sue you, all of that stuff. But the great thing about, having a corporation, although you do have to pay corporate tax, et cetera, well, a lot of the benefits, see, my LLC Twitter will tell you, I don't want to say here what the benefits are, because if you know, you know. Like, if you know, you just know. And it's just like, there's a lot of benefits to operating out of corporate status. Yeah, I know. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Hotep Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. for another episode of the Grift Report. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of my supporters today, all of my monetary supporters. Carlos Africa, $5 super. Foley, $10 super. Senator Loki, 10 gifted memberships. Jeff Curtis, $5 super. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back tomorrow, man. 2 p.m. We're going to see what's cooked up. In the meantime, between time, make sure y'all show some love to Super Dap. Super Dap coming soon. Super Dap with 2 P's. 2 P's, Super Dap. .ai. I think it's superdap.ai. Yeah. Yeah, superdap.ai. Yeah. Make sure y'all go register. Superdap AI, go register. You want access, you want to get whitelisted. If there's a spot in there, you might want to put Hotep in there. You might want to register a Hotep email because you'll get bumped up the list faster. Or if you really want to get bumped up the list really fast, you'll sign up there and then join our Telegram. And then that'll bump you all the way up the list. So the Telegram, the link is in the description box below. You join the Telegram. But if you want to get in for the latest in social fi, a.k.a., make money together, superdap.ai. I'm out of here, man. Be well, stay merry, tell somebody in your family that you love them. And as always, Hotep and Bill.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Seasons COVID-19. Who did you want?
Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, People's Political Grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional, we got the teleprompter and shit.
And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year Award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you? Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons looking like to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through, no one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year.
Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan,